It's time for Yankton Bucks Football on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. Brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton and the following Sportscaster Club members: Stockman's Motorsports, KFC Taco Bell, Midwest Insurance Agency, Larry's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Linda's Angel Crossing, SWAT Chiropractic, Elwood Dental, Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency, All Seasons Power Sports, Floortech Cleaning and Restoration, Triple Time Rudy's, Kalen's Indoor Comfort, King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, Elkhorn Valley Bank, Slumberland, Yankton Medical Clinic, Larson Carpet, Yankton Thrive, Intech Cleaning and Restoration, Wall of Fame, Kopetsky's Ace Hardware, JR's Oasis, Graham Tire, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, America's Best Realty, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Pfeiffer Plumbing and Heating, Fleeg's Riverside Roadhouse, and State Farm, Nick Hochstein. Now to the field with the voice of Bucks football, Zac Spear.
Hello and welcome to Yankton Bucks Football on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. I'm Zac Spear, and boy, is it a great night for football. We've waited so long, and it is finally here. Could not be more excited. Thanks so much for tuning in with me here tonight as the Bucks will take on the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. More on the upcoming season and what is to come. But first, we're going to remember what a great season it was last year as the Bucks made it to the state championship game with last year's Sounds of the Season.
The Yankton Bucks opened their season with a win over Huron at Tiger Stadium with a final score of 41-24.
Tate Bestie puts a man into motion. To the right side they move. He'll drop back to pass into Owen Eidsness. Catches it for the first Bucks touchdown of the year. Now Porsche has Hulse directly behind him, takes a snap, looks to pass it across the middle, throws it. This one picked off. Cale Hazelhorst, the first interception of the year.
The Bucks then had their home opener against Watertown in a victory of 52-26.
Bestie will drop back. He wants it all. Puts it deep. That one bobbled. Caught. Abel Bryan. Touchdown. Pitkin sends his guy over to the far side. It's Kessler Swenson. Takes the snap. Drops back. This one picked off. Cale Hazelhorst, another interception. He's got room to run. Crosses the 40, the 50. Only one man to beat. Cale Hazelhorst. Pick six, Yankton.
The Bucks' hot start to the season then continued in Week 3 with a 63-6 win over Douglas.
Handoff here, Edley Amaro Jr. He's going to be hard to bring down. He's going to cross the 10. No one's going to bring him down. Amaro brings it in for a score. Again, Sedlacek right back up the middle. Plenty of room to run. Makes a cut towards the middle. Gets around his defender to the 20, the 10. Jason Sedlacek is going to get it in from 49 yards out.
The Bucks then traveled to Harrisburg to take on a AAA opponent in the Tigers, losing 3-49.
Drops back, a quick pass. It's caught at the 30-yard line. Stripped away. This one going the other direction. A turnover forced by Yankton. Carter Boomsma has it. Dropping back and firing it. Caught. Teasy has it. Brought down at the 30-yard line. Fourth down. Yankton gets a stop.
The Bucks then bounced back on their homecoming night against Pierre TF Riggs, winning 35-28.
Out of the shotgun, takes the snap, again up the middle. Carson Krall jukes the first defender. Touchdown, Yankton! Jason Sedlacek in the backfield alongside Tate Bestie, who drops back, fires across the middle. Wide open! Owen Eidsness catches it! That's gonna be ball game!
Then the Bucks fell for the second time as on the road they took on Sturgis Brown, losing 21-27.
Bestie wants it all, goes deep to Owen Eidsness, somehow pulls it in! Touchdown, Yankton! They'll take the snap. Kano in the middle, fires it. This time picked off. Yankton with the interception.
After that loss, Yankton bounced back in a tough game against Brookings, winning 14-7.
Huntimer faces pressure right away, brought down and thrown down for a sack. Edley Amaro Jr. Tate Bestie from the shotgun immediately rolls out of the pocket, looking for anything, fires it to the end zone. That one caught. Owen Eidsness, touchdown, Yankton.
Then the Bucks really hit their stride in a huge win over T Area with a final score of 31-7.
Three receivers to the right, one to the left. Jason Sedlacek in as the running back. He puts this one into the air. Carter Boomsma pulls it in. Boomsma to the 30, the 20. He beat his defender. He'll bring it in for 6. From the shotgun is Dashiell Lowry. Takes the snap, drops back, immediate pressure. This one lofted high up, in and out of the hands, intercepted. Yankton picks this one off.
In the final regular season game, Yankton traveled into Mitchell to beat the Colonels 40-7.
Strong setup, direct snap here. Tegan LaCroix tries to follow his block, dives it in, touchdown. with the receiver on each side, puts his guy into motion, hands it off. Easton Feeser up the middle, got a hole, finds a seam into the end zone.
Into the playoffs, the Bucks went, and in the quarterfinals found a tough opponent in Spearfish, winning 12-7.
First and goal from the 4-yard line. Tegan LaCroix to take the direct snap every time it's been a run. It'll stay the same as he follows his blocks and brings it in for a touchdown. Yankton with a 3rd and 7 from the Spearfish 13. Bestie fires it, has a man wide open. Oh, and eyes this touchdown, Bucks!
And last in action, the Bucks had a rematch against Sturgis Brown in the semifinals, this time pulling off the win 41-28.
Kano takes the snap, fakes the handoff, Erie, and passes it to West. This one picked off. Yankton an opportunity to bring it in for 6, and they will. Miles Drotzman, the interception for a touchdown. From the shotgun, Tate Bestie lofts it up to Carter Boomsma, pulls it in. Yankton scores a touchdown. The Bucks defeat Sturgis and have punched their ticket to the Dome and a chance for a state title as they'll take on the Pierre T.F. Riggs Governors. And, of course, the Yankton Bucks, again, making the state championship last year. Unfortunate falling to the Pierre T.F. Riggs Governors, but good for them. It's a brand new season, and the sights set at the trophy yet again, and moments away from the Bucks' 2026 season getting started. To open the year, the Bucks have traveled to Aberdeen to take on the Central Golden Eagles, two teams that didn't play each other at all last year, so it's hard to know what to expect in this matchup. All there is to go off of is what these teams normally do. For Aberdeen Central, they start defensively, and they don't allow too many points, some big guys up front, and playing physical defense. The Bucks are also always physical, and they like to run a very fast-paced offense. Both teams, of course, losing talent from last year, especially Yankton. They only return a handful of starters on both sides of the ball, as you'll hear later from Coach Muth. For the Bucks, they come off a year that saw them falling in the state championship game to Pierre. For Aberdeen, they look to right the ship this year, as last season they just missed the playoffs by 1 seed. They were the 9 seed, and of course the top 8 make the playoffs in AA. Here's how the teams looked last year in numbers. Yankton put up 32.5 points per game, a high-scoring offense. Aberdeen Central struggled a little bit more offensively as they put up 13.2 points per game. Defensively, it was a lot closer as Yankton gave up 22.5 points per game. Aberdeen Central, that's where they stood more strong and gave up 25 points per game. For the Bucks, the difference on average, they won each game by just shy of 10 points on an average. For Aberdeen Central, their games were about a 12-point favor, or swing, I should say, favoring their opponents. Last time they did match up was 2024 in the state quarterfinals. That was at Crane Youngworth Field in Yankton as the Bucks defeated the Golden Eagles 28-6. First game of the season, it's always going to be a fun one. Everything's up in the air, and this is when teams can really make a statement. For the Bucks, it's time to see who's going to step up after replacing so much talent from last year, including their leading passer in Tate Bestie, leading rusher in Jace Sedlacek, their leading receiver in Owen Eidsness, their leading tackler, which was kind of a committee of a few guys who all graduated, their sack leader in Edley Amaro Jr., the interception leader in Cale Hazelhorst, and just a few other really crucial players on the team, and they all graduated. But that's kind of something that the Yankton Bucks are used to seeing. It seems like every season we see a lot of new faces on the field. We're going to see how the new guys answer the call tonight. A couple of guys really to keep an eye on here for Yankton, as returning from last year did get some game time. Tegan LaCroix was a very shifty gadget-type player who can make anyone miss. Miles Drotzman, dangerous on the returns. We'll see how he translates that as a receiver this season. And, of course, a new quarterback. That will be Jackson Kudera, a junior for the Bucks. And Coach Muth, a lot of praise for him. For Aberdeen, they could also make a huge statement with a win tonight. We should be in for a great night of football. I did get a chance to talk with both head coaches ahead of this matchup. It's Justin Breeze for the Golden Eagles, and as always, Coach Brady Muth for the Bucks. We'll step aside for just a moment here, and when we return that chat with Coach Breeze, this is Bucks Football presented by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey with 2 locations, downtown and North Broadway, Yankton.
There's a whole new world out there. It's called the off-road, and it's waiting to be explored in a Polaris. So gear up to make every moment count with the Polaris off-road vehicle. The new Polaris models are now available at Stockman's Motorsports in Yankton. No matter the weather, get ready to tackle all the trails. With machines like these, your world just gets bigger. Stop in at Stockman's Motorsports today to learn more about the epic new Polaris off-road lineup.
Midwest Insurance Agency values family. Our agency has been family-owned for over 60 years. We pride ourselves on excellent, knowledgeable customer service. Everyone is so eager to have an immediate quote. But at Midwest Insurance, we take our time to evaluate your assets to make sure you are properly insured. As our business continues to grow, we've added new agents and staff and are hopeful that one day our children, Brooke or Jet, will take over. We at Midwest Insurance will continue to be there for you always. Call us for an appointment. Midwest Insurance, 665-2389.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers 2 menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
Hello and welcome to the first coach's conversation of the season. Now joining on the line is Aberdeen Central head coach Justin Breeze. Coach, how are you doing today?
Oh, doing great. It's football season, Zach. We're ready to roll.
And you couldn't have said it any better. It's officially game time. Your team, I'm sure, has been practicing hard, just waiting for the season to get started. Tell me about your team and what I should expect to see.
Yeah, we've been going through some stuff throughout the summer with our open fields and that kind of stuff, and get into fall camp. And it's been a good year of learning and growing. We've got a handful of guys that have some experience coming back from last year, but we also have got a good handful of kids that are getting some of their first varsity experience coming up this week. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond and how they get after it, or how they need to learn and get better.
And you kind of touched on it with how many kids you had returning, how many that you lost from last season. Yankton and Aberdeen Central, of course, not playing each other last season, so I didn't get a good look at that team. But tell me about some of the players that you ended up losing and how you're trying to now replace them with some of the younger kids.
Yeah, we got 4 of our guys went on. They're playing college football now at Northern State University. So having some high-quality kids, that are able to go on and play college, it's hard to replace those kids. But I think we've had a good group of guys that have seen them work throughout the years and also have stepped up to fill their spots. We lose a defensive end, we lose a nose tackle, we lose a kicker and a fullback and a linebacker type guy, so a solid receiver and DB. So it's been kind of hard to find those guys of that same quality, but I think at the same time our guys have seen them, like I said, over the years and are growing into those spots now, and they're seeing what's expected of them now as they're juniors and seniors and starting to fill those varsity spots.
And what do you think could be the strengths of your team this season?
It's always tricky to say. We spend our time over the summer and over the fall camp here of just practicing each other, and you think maybe one thing's going to be your strength, and all of a sudden you get to a game and they kind of surprise you. So you never really know until you get to an actual game. But I wouldn't necessarily say one side of the ball is going to be a strength at all. Defense has always played very well. They have been very well coached. I think our offense has made games to become a better team and more disciplined. I think a lot of our kids, the strength of them is they're going to work hard. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's offense, defense, special teams. They're going to put in the work, and they're going to do what they have to do to make their team successful.
And now you've got your first game, as you mentioned. It's hard to really say what's going to be good. You take on the Bucks week 1. What are you expecting from this matchup or hoping to see?
I expect a typical Coach Muth team. They're gonna come out and do a bunch of different things offensively, and they're going to move the ball fast. They're going to get down the field up and down, and they're going to play physically, defensively. That's what I expect. And I know I've had conversation with Coach Muth about whenever we play each other, it seems to be just a battle. Our defense matches up well against their offense, and our offense tends to match up well against their defense, and it's a good kind of slugfest it's turned into the last couple of times that we've played. It's in the playoffs or in regular season, but. Yeah, I think it's going to be, a typical Muth team. Like you said, though, you never know coming into it. Like, we lose a bunch of kids, been Yankton also loses a bunch of kids from last season with their state runner-up finish. They had a really good squad last year, and it's always interesting to see who's going to step up from the opposing team, but also your own team, who's going to step up and fill those spots, and what it's going to look like in a new year.
And let's talk about some of those players on your team. Who are a few that we should expect to see leading your team?
Yeah, we've got a good group of leaders. We get a kid like Owen Ward going to be out there leading our defense. His state championship wrestler last year, so he's got some experience and some confidence. We get kids like Jackson Board and Carter Board in our secondary defensively. They're going to be great leaders, communicating to everybody on the field what's going on and what we're doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys. And offensively, a kid like Jay Spear, I'm going to be leading the charge at quarterback, but then also being able to hand the ball off to kids like Porter Lazinski and Peyton Apple. And then up front we've got some good senior linemen, Jordan Rexinger, Ben Jorgensen, who've got some playing time and some experience throughout the last couple of years. That now it's their turn as seniors to take charge of it and lead the ship.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time and excited to just finally have a football game.
Yes, I was kind of jinxing for it last week. All those 9-man, 11B had their games going. I was a little jealous looking at scores and keeping up on them, but now it's go time for us.
Well, appreciate the time. We should be in for a great game.
Awesome. Thanks, Zach.
Again, that was head coach Justin Breeze of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Up next, our first chat of the year with Bucks head coach Brady Muth, here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. Ladies, come into the store for all your new fall clothing needs. There's Tribal, there's Lulu Bee, Ethel, and Southern Lady. The nursery has everything you need for gift giving, baptism, copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, toddlers, clothing, and boys and girls Under Armour to size 7. Don't forget toys and little golden books. Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton.
Your health impacts everything that you do. Whether you are dealing with back pain or a sports-related injury, let the team at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab help you get back to feeling your best. With state-of-the-art facilities and a combination of care, we focus on helping you recover, perform, and live pain-free. Trust Dr. Lane, Reed, and Cole Spotsky for specialized wellness and therapy that's designed to get you back to doing what you love. SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, getting you ready for wherever life leads.
At Elwood Family Dental Care in Yankton, we see patients from 1 to 101. We provide excellent dental care in a comfortable environment. We believe in patient education and want you to understand your treatment needs. We use technology such as cameras and scanners to help you take care of your teeth. We love seeing kids of all ages, and we do Botox treatments too. Make your next dental appointment at Elwood Family Dental Care in Yankton, 665-2530. We take care of the entire family.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts on the corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. Your full-service flower and gift store. Beautiful fresh flower arrangements to artificial arrangements. Gifts, sympathy, foodie items to snarky gifts. Stop by and let the gals at Pied Piper give you the personal service you deserve. Brighten your day and head to Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, where you'll find something new every time you go. Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, they deliver. Back on our coaches' conversations, chatting with Bucks head coach Brady Muth. Coach, football finally here. Have you felt any kind of change in excitement and intensity in practice as the season has just gotten closer and closer?
Yeah, there's definitely, that first week you're kind of getting through everything and kind of getting the band back together, so to speak. And then as you get moving through things, that second week is really kind of getting everybody settled in and working on depth chart stuff. Now we're into game week, and you can definitely feel the difference. We have an opponent, we have an objective, and it's not focused on individual objectives, it's team objectives, and that's always a lot more fun when you get into that part of the season.
And let's talk about those team objectives. I'm sure I could guess one or two of them. What are some of the goals you and the team have?
Well, everything starts with a state championship, and then we work our way down. So state championship, conference championship. A lot of times people get caught up in, an undefeated record and things like that. But, goal setting is very, very important, and we've got a set of goals that we try to meet every game. Yardage, tackles for loss, things like that. But really the most important goal is just being 1-0 every week. I think if you look further past that, you have to have a goal of a championship as your number one goal. Otherwise, you're never going to have that in your sights. You're always going to be shooting for something else. And so that's pretty common that everybody has a state championship in their targets. But really focusing on just keeping things simple and being 1-0 every week. That's our main goal. Making sure that our players are ready and prepared to win a football game every single week. That's task in and of itself, and one that our guys this week are really embracing.
And coming off a big year last year that saw you reaching the state championship, I know you don't like to necessarily dwell in the past, but let's kind of maybe talk about some of the differences from last year's team to this year.
There's a lot. I don't know where to start with that one. I mean, we returned 3 starters on offense and 4 on defense. And so while that's a daunting task, I would tell you that's really not. I mean, you've been here long enough. We do that all the time around here. It's every year. There's a pretty good roster rollover, and especially last year with a really, really big senior class, you were going to see a lot of changes. And again, this year, there's an awful lot of changes. We graduated a lot of statistical output, and so finding the right players to get into those positions throughout the summer and throughout fall camp has been a chore. But I'm really, really excited about the guys we have filling out our roster. When you look at our depth chart and our scrimmage too, I think showcased that last week. You know, the amount of the output that those new faces showed, they needed to show up and they needed to have big performances, and they did. And so while there was a lot of, I would say, I don't want to say stress or consternation or anything like that going into the season, there are a lot of questions. And so when you get to a chance where they get to get on the field and play and they get to execute, a lot of those questions get put to bed, and some of the excitement starts to build.
And what are you looking to kind of see from your guys on the field in that first game against Aberdeen?
I mean, we have to be the more physical team out there. That is a challenge coming out of fall camp where, you know, a big part of that first week, there's not a whole lot of contact. You get one real contact day, and then you get into your next week where you're prepping for your scrimmage and you increase the contact. But it's all very controlled until you get to a game. And so making sure that our level of physicality is up to the level it needs to be to win a football game in that first game, that's the thing that we're most stressed about, and we're looking at as far as game planning of importance. I mean, we're going to have a good scheme, run game, run defense, pass defense, special teams, all of that. We've been planning for this game for a year. So scheme and the game planning on the X's and O's side of it, I'm not looking too much in for that. I'm mostly looking to see how physical we are, and these new faces, how much they're willing to give and compete for Yankton.
And now what are you expecting to see from Aberdeen Central?
I think it's going to be a lot of the same. Coach Breezy does a really good job of having a team that centers around really, really good defense and running the football. And I think it's going to be a lot of the same, just looking at, you know, their roster post-graduation and who they've got coming back and the pieces that they've got. They're typically a really, really big physical team. You know, Aberdeen is one of the bigger schools in our class, and so with that comes, you know, there's a lot more bodies out there to choose from, and they're always really big and physical, and so we've got to be prepared for a game where we may be outsized. I mean, everybody kind of has an idea of who's going to be starting and who's, you know, where people are going to be as far as your opponents are concerned, but you don't know until you get out there. And so that's why the focus through fall camp and this week has been a lot of, we got to focus on ourselves. We can't get too caught up in what Aberdeen is going to do. We know we have to be the more physical team. They come out in an odd front or an even front. We have to be able to handle that. They come out in double tight eye or 4 wide. We have to be able to handle that. The easiest way to handle that as far as game planning is just be the more physical team.
And another new starting quarterback with Jackson Cooter. What have you seen from him? What are you excited about on the field that you gave him the starting nod?
I mean, I think it's a lot of the same that you saw last year. I mean, that's why there was a 3-pony race last year with our quarterbacks. And this year we had the same thing. We had 3 guys that were working really hard to get that starting quarterback spot. And Tegan and Jack are no stranger to that. They were both in the competition last year, and you know, we kind of saw Tegan and the role he took on last year, both offensively and defensively and in special teams, and the impact that he can make. Jack was a guy that was right there last year. You know, Jack had a really, really good off season. He's grown a lot. I mean, I don't know if you've talked to Jack since last football season in person, but he's probably about 4 inches taller now than he was last year, and he probably gained about 15-20 pounds of really, really good weight. His arm is stronger, his levers are longer, he's running better. You know, all of those things gave him a little bit of an edge as far as getting that starting nod. Now, that being said, you're going to still see Tegan in the backfield with, you know, taking a snap, and you know, at the scrimmage, our first 6 plays, Tegan touched the ball 4 times, 4 different ways. And so while it was a quarterback battle in earnest, you know, we went through the whole summer trying to figure this out. I really like the way Tegan really fills a lot of spots for us and how we can highlight his playmaking ability. But, at the quarterback spot, Jack is just a real special athlete. And we're really, really excited to have him, and I'm excited to see how this season goes for him.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time. Glad to be chatting with you again about football. Go Bucks.
Yeah, go Bucks. Thanks.
Just heard from Brady Muth, head coach of the Yankton Bucks. Game time action coming right up here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.
What does FloorTech do? When disaster strikes, water damage, mold growth, or fire cleanup, call the team you can trust. FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration. They respond fast to protect your home or business and restore it the right way with honesty, integrity, and top-notch service. Their crews proudly serve southeast South Dakota and northeast Nebraska, including Yankton, Mitchell, Norfolk, and Sioux Falls. For 24/7 emergency service, call 800-507-1822. If your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech or visit them at floortechrestoration.com.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Who doesn't want more? More tech, more performance, more premium features already built in. Why? Because the right machine should come with all the upgrades. The 2026 CF Moto lineup brings it all, from the hard-working U-Force to the trail-shredding Z-Force to the go-anywhere C-Force. Every machine shows up ready to ride. Every bolt, every weld, every part. When more comes standard, you know it's CF Moto. See All Seasons Power Sports, your CF Moto dealer, on your way to the lake in Yankton.
And back to the field as both teams have made it here and are lined up for the starting lineups, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. For all your heating and cooling needs, it's Larry's Heating and Cooling, anytime, any day. For the home team, the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, in all blue jersey and pants, trimmed out in gold as they are the Golden Eagles. For the Yankton Bucks, in the road white jersey and pants, trimmed out in red. We'll start with the home team's defense as the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. The big man up front at D-tackle, the senior number 73, it's Ben Jorgensen. The defensive end combo is made up of junior 52, Oakley Wirtz, and senior number 50, Max Borns. The linebacker trio made up of number 34, Jude Sumner, number 23, Owen Ward, and number 4, Isaac Torbert. And, the 4 linebackers include then Micah Bruns wearing number 14. The free safety for Aberdeen Central, number 7, Jackson Board. The strong safety, number 10, junior Bennett Eisenbeis. And for the cornerback duos here for the Golden Eagles, number 3, the senior Skylar Arts, alongside other senior number 6, it's Carter Lust. And now time for your Yankton Bucks starting offense as they visit the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, the first game on the road in the season opener. The big man in the middle, it's number 65 at center, Ben Bullman. To the left of him at tackle, number 66, Austin Conway, the returning all-state lineman who's also committed to Augie. And at left guard, number 71 is Carson Heck. To the right side of the offensive line at guard, number 62, it's Caden Steinberg. And at right tackle, number 68, Jake Walter. The wide receivers for the Bucks running with 4 receivers, no tight ends. Number 15, Miles Drotzman. Number 16, Tegan LaCroix. Number 11, Jackson Reichen. Number 0, Ivan Hirschman. The starting running back for the Bucks will be number 8, Carson Krall, returning off a solid effort last season. We did see him a handful of times. And behind center, making his season debut as the quarterback for your Yankton Bucks, number 12, the junior, Jackson Kudera. The Bucks are coached by Brady Muth, with team captains, only 2 listed here in the starting lineups from Coach Muth. It includes Austin Conway and Tegan LaCroix, 2 players who made a big difference in last year's efforts. We'll see how they can bounce back this year and see if we can find the Bucks trying to make a state championship push. Of course, getting ahead of ourselves here. They've got to take it game at a time, and I know Coach Muth is thinking the same thing as you heard from him earlier during our pregame show. You know, it's good to have a goal for a state championship game, but you have got to make sure to not overlook any opponents. You got to take it week by week. All that matters is going 1-0 every single week. And, of course, Coach Muth and his team are trying to be that team here. The teams Aberdeen Central and Yankton have not faced off against each other in 2 years, last meeting up in the 2024 state quarterfinals, which the Bucks won and advanced to the state semifinals. The officials in today's game include Wade Stobbs, Matt Clark, Dennis Hines, Doug Peets, and Mike Ruth. As here on the field, it is now time for your national anthem. We'll leave it here on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube as everyone on the field is to their feet. The national anthem, and coming up just moments away, the Yankton Bucks season opener and kickoff. And here on the field, you just heard the national anthem being performed by the Aberdeen Central High School Pep Band. As right before we get to coin toss and kickoff, I got a chance to sit down and chat with starting quarterback ahead of the season, Jackson Kudera. Let's listen to that chat right now. With our first official highlighted player of the week, chatting with Bucks' new starting quarterback, Jackson Kudera. First of all, congrats on being named the starter. How much excitement do you and the team have entering this season?
Really excited. Just get out there, play the first game, and hopefully we can start it off right with the W.
And when does it really hit that it's football season? Is it the first snap, or maybe even the first time you get thrown on the ground?
Probably just the first snap. I think we're going to be ready as a team, especially. Just get out there and play.
And as a first-year quarterback, what kind of nerves, how are you prepping yourself, getting yourself ready for the upcoming season?
I've been watching a lot of film, so especially watching how Tate did things last year, I thought he did a really good job, and just trying to be like him.
And as a quarterback, what do you think your strengths could be?
I feel like I have a pretty good arm, and hopefully just making right reads and taking whatever the defense gives us.
Now, what are some of the things that you and the team are looking to do this year?
I think we'll have a pretty good RB room. We got 2 to 3 pretty good guys, and I feel like we should be able to have a pretty good air raid, especially with our new OC, Coach Beacom.
And then as a quarterback, what are your favorite routes for your guys to run?
I like the 7 or like a smash, especially slot guys when they run a 7 and then have like a 6 on the outside, and then the backside just run a smash across the middle.
And a question I've liked to ask in the past, who is the one guy in the team that you never want to line up against in the Oklahoma drill?
Definitely Austin Conway.
So if you all lined up, Conway's winning?
Yeah, probably.
Well, Jackson, appreciate taking time to chat with me today. Good luck, and let's see some touchdowns out there.
Thank you.
And again, you just heard from Jackson Kudera making his season debut as the starting quarterback for the Yankton Bucks. Coin toss just went on here on the field as sounded like White will receive. Some Bucks should start with the football, and they'll receive on the north end. Real quick before we get to kickoff and game time, the South Dakota Media Prep Poll and Power 5 Poll, how well these teams stack up. In the Media Prep Poll in 11AA, Pierre ranked number 1 to open the season with Huron at 2, Yankton at 3, T-Area in 4th, and Sturgis as the 5 seed. Also receiving votes, Watertown and Spearfish. To the South Dakota Power 5 poll, some slight changes. Pierre T.F. Riggs ranked as number 1, Yankton at 2, Huron is number 3, Sturgis Brown number 4, Watertown number 5, and also receiving votes, T-Area, Spearfish, and Brookings. It's officially game time here on the field as the Bucks will receive the kick, and kicking here for Aberdeen Central will be Caden Forehead. And for the Bucks here, they've listed 4 returnmen. We can see Tegan LaCroix and looks like Miles Drotzman back to return. One game has already started with score updates in AA as number 4 ranked T-Area on top of number 2 ranked Huron, 21-7 as we load up our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard onto the screen. It's officially game time here for the Bucks. This season is underway. Kick is up, and we've got a ball game. Ball is caught at the 3-yard line. Miles Drotzman with it. Tries taking it to the far side of the field. Gets towards the sideline. Now some room to run. The Bucks can start the season with a bang. Crosses the 30. One man to beat. It's the kicker. And Miles Drotzman gets brought down at the 9-yard line. What a start to the season. The Yankton Bucks nearly score on the first game of the year. Now onto the field for the first time, the offense, and they've got it made in the shade. It's 1st and goal from the 9-yard line, and we'll see the Yankton Bucks offense with Jackson Kudera at the helm. 2 receivers on each side of the line. Working from the shotgun is Kudera. Puts a man into motion, and Kudera fakes the toss, runs with it, puts it in the middle, caught for a touchdown. Yankton scores for the first time of the year. It's caught, Jackson Reichen. A 9-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Kudera into the hands of Jackson Reichen. 1 play, 1 touchdown, and the Bucks off to an early 6-0 lead as we watch the replay brought to you by Yankton Winnelson. 2nd-generation family-owned and supported in the local community, including Yankton Athletics, since 1981. What a start for the Yankton Bucks as Asher Knuckles on to put it up to 7. LaCroix on the hold, and the kick is up. It goes through the uprights, and Yankton, 25 seconds into the season, leads 7-0 over the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Now we'll see the Bucks defense on the field for the first time, with Aberdeen Central an opportunity to try and score. We'll step aside for a moment. 7-0 the Bucks lead here on the Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area. Guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a Freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton. And back to the field here as what an opening sequence for the Bucks. Miles Drotzman initially bobbled the kickoff around his own 5-yard line, brings it 96 yards the other direction, 89 yards, excuse me, bad math right there, and sets up a 1st and goal for the Bucks immediately. And now on the field, the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles return team as the kick returners. They've also got 10 listed on the roster. I see Bennett Eisenbeis is back, and Carter Lust will take this one. Asher Knuckles, after knocking in the extra point, his first kickoff of the year. Right up the middle it goes, and it'll be caught by Carter Lust around his own 7-yard line. Tries to follow his blocks, now brings it to the outside. A good return for the Eagles. Up to the 50 into Bucks territory he goes. And Aberdeen Central answers nicely, and they'll have a short field for their first offensive possession here. 2 great kickoffs, and feels like you can tell it's first game of the season. Both coaches are probably looking at special teams and saying, all right, I love the great returns. Not quite as much on the defensive side of things, and they'll list him officially down at the 50-yard line. 1st and 10. It's our first and set of downs we've had in the game, as it's 7-0. Jace Byram to take the snap, the head of the offense for the Eagles at quarterback. Peyton Apple, the running back to his right side, works from his own 45, and he'll take the snap. The Eagles look to throw it and immediately brought down for a sack, fumbled, and Yankton recovers. Jackson Reichen. What a start. Already in this one, Jackson Reichen, a 9-yard touchdown catch offensively, and then gets the strip sack. Recovering the fumble for the Bucks there was Jeremiah Lucio. Again, taking the snap here. Now it's Tegan LaCroix. Fakes the handoff. He's going to run it himself. His first rushing attempt of the season. Works it up for about a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 on the way. And so maybe not the huge play we've seen every single play outside of that one. Every other play has been a big kickoff, a touchdown, and a strip sack. So LaCroix gets the first rushing attempt of the season for the Bucks. As you heard from Coach Muth, expect to see him frequently. Kral moves from the right to the left side. Kudera's going to toss it that way. Flag will fly. There's laundry on the field, but Kral works up to the first down line. He's got enough for a new set of downs. We'll see, though, if this penalty is going to bring it back. I'm wondering if we got an illegal motion or a false start here, because it was thrown pre-snap. Now, a lot of times they'll blow the whistle or blow the play dead if it is offensive, but they will say legal formation on Yankton, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty to push him back to now a 2nd and 12. A long second to go here. 10:36 on the clock in our first quarter. Bucks lead 7-0 with the football, an opportunity to strike again. Out of the shotgun again is Kudera. He's going to roll to the far side, put some air under it, has a man open with Tegan LaCroix. The diving effort will be in vain as it comes up incomplete. Kudera had LaCroix on the route. Maybe just let him a touch too much in a 3rd and long. 12 yards needed here for the first down for this Yankton offense from the Golden Eagles' 46-yard line. Now, we've seen Yankton's offense the last few years with plenty of big plays when needed. A lot of noise here from the Aberdeen Central side, and Kudera looks to throw it again, stays in the pocket, dumps it off short. LaCroix has it, a chance for a first down, meets a swarm of defenders, spins across. He's got enough for a first down. It'll move the chains. What an attempt by Tegan LaCroix. 3 Eagles trying to bring him down, and they had him stopped about half a yard short. One final spin to push it, and the chains are moving. Yankton's got a first down. Again, 2 backs in the backfield along with Jackson Kudera. Whistles will blow, and we have got a timeout, our first of the game. It'll be called by the Golden Eagles. It'll be a Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. Now at their new location, 502 Broadway, Yankton. Locally owned and operated for 4 generations. Carrying Echo Water products and Connecticut Water Systems. That's Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Back to the field, we've got a 1st and 10, and I think Coach Breeze maybe had to call that timeout as Yankton's offense was about to snap the ball, and there was 12 players on the field for the Eagles defense. 1st and 10 here. Now at the 33-yard line, a handoff to Kral up the middle. His first carry makes the first defender miss. Swishes through and up towards the first down line. He might have enough to move the chains again. He's going to be about a yard short. Carson Krall 9 yards on a carry, but 2nd and 1, certainly an easy yardage to work with here for this Bucks offense. And Carson Krall got a fair share of handoffs last year and did a pretty nice job. Wasn't surprised to see him listed as the starting running back. Big shoes to fill, though, missing out on Jason Lachek from last season, though. Kudera with it. He's 2 for 3. LaCroix takes the direct snap. He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a yard. So LaCroix, expect to see him a lot on these wild card formations. Kudera's going to be kind of your primary quarterback, but as Muth said, LaCroix, an Army Swiss knife, he can do it all, and he was in that competition for quarterback, but Muth kind of thought, I could really use him in multiple places, have Kudera, and I feel like I've got my best possible lineup with both those guys on the field at the same time. Trips to the right here on a 3rd and short for the Bucks. Again, taking the direct snap here is LaCroix on the option. Flips it back into the hands of Krall. Dives forward. Looks like he maybe has enough. He'll be stopped right at the first down line. We'll see if they credit him with enough yards to move or not. And Krall does get just enough on the 3rd. And a couple. He gets just enough, and 1st and 10 here, Yankton. Got just about 3 yards, just enough. Kudera back in from the shotgun with 8.5 to go here in the first quarter. Nearly bobbled the snap, steps into this throw, and it's in and out of the hands. Jackson Reichen had it, and that one's going to be a drop for the Bucks. And, you know, for Reichen, you can't be perfect. He has already made a huge impact in this game. Coach and Kudera are probably thinking, yeah, I'm not too worried about that one. You've already caught a touchdown. You've also got a strip sack in this game. No worries whatsoever. Second and 10 here. Kudera goes to the far side into the hands of his receiver. Going across is Drotzman, nears the 10-yard line, and it's a pickup of about 12. First down, Yankton. Kudera at quarterback has gotten 3 receivers involved already. He's 3 for 5 in the game, 31 yards and a touchdown. It sets up 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line of the Eagles. 8 minutes to play here. Up the middle, they go with Krall. Krall, a tough runner, dives forward and gets to about the 6. A pickup of 5, and that was a hard-earned 5 from Krall with his 3rd rushing attempt of the night. Ben Weishauer makes the tackle, and it's 2nd and medium to go here, 5 yards needed. Backs on each side of LaCroix, who takes the direct snap. He fakes the handoff, brings it up the middle, gets a couple yards. He'll be stopped well short of the first down line. They'll give him enough for a single yard. 3rd and 4 on the way. LaCroix has already gotten the ball in his hands 4 times, more than anyone outside of the starting quarterback. A 3rd down here. A 1st down gives you 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. We'll see how the Bucks play this one. Kudera back in. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap, looks to throw it, lofts it up. Carson Krall rolls it in. Touchdown, Yankton. A 5-yard touchdown pass. Jackson Kudera, his 2nd of the game, and the Bucks lead 13-0. Carson Krall, his 1st catch of the game, is good for 6 as we watch another replay brought to you by Yankton Winnelson. Back on the field here, Asher Knuckles, his 2nd extra point attempt. Bucks are rolling early. 5 minutes in, they lead 13-0, a chance to make it 14-0. The officials getting set up here for the extra point. LaCroix again on the hold here, takes the snap, gets it down cleanly, and again, Knuckles puts it in. No doubt he's 2 for 2 on the extra points, and your Yankton Bucks lead 14-0 early on the Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. The Fox Stop at the corner of West City Limits Road and 30th Street, Yankton. A full-service convenience store with hot food, Godfather's Pizza, personal pizzas, sandwiches, munchies, and beverages. Pay at the pump gas and diesel fuel, firewood, and propane exchange. 14-0, the Bucks lead it when we return kickoff for the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet, featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
Back to the field, and the visiting Bucks have already stamped an early lead here, 14-0, with just over 7 minutes to play here. As a kickoff yet again, it'll be the second for the Golden Eagles. Set back to receive is Bennett Eisenbeis and Carter Lust yet again. Knuckles puts it on to the near side. It'll be picked up by Bennett Eisenbeis at his own 12. On the near side, a swarm of Yankton defenders push him out of bounds, and they certainly don't give up the yardage they did last time. The Eagles will start from their own 23-yard line along field. Now, they only had one play on offense on their last set, and it was a strip sack. Jackson Reichen got in and hit Jace Byram, who coughed it up, and the Bucks were able to fall on it. And it's officially spotted at the 24, first down marker at the 34. The Golden Eagles feel like they need something to build a little momentum here. Bucks the early 14-0 lead with under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Taking the snap, Jace Byram, he'll hand it off. Up the middle they go. They'll pick up a few yards and fall forward for another 1 or 2. It's up to the 28-yard line, and on the rushing attempt is Peyton Apple. 4 yards on that pickup makes it 2nd and 6 here. Eagles with the football, and Peyton Apple, his first touch of the game. That was a name that Coach Breeze mentioned. He said, keep an eye on him. We are going to get him involved, certainly plenty. And for the first 2 snaps for this Eagles offense, has been the lead back in the backfield. Another handoff to Peyton Apple, tries to kick it to the outside and picks up a yard before brought down, and a 3rd and 5 on the way. Last season for the Bucks defense, it felt like third down defense was maybe a little weaker than first and second down defense. It doesn't mean it was bad. It was very good still, but it felt like first and second, they held them to a lot of 3rd and 10s, and kind of every now and then would give up that big play for the first down. We'll see how this Bucks defense does it this time around here. It's their first 3rd down facing against this Eagles offense. Out of the shotgun works Byram, points out the Mike linebacker for the Bucks. That's what you'll see often. And Byram, he might be calling a different play. Well, time on the play clock runs out, and it'll be a timeout for Coach Breeze and his squad. Coach Breeze probably not thrilled, but at the same time, Jace Byram was able to read the Bucks defense, and you got to imagine he didn't like what he saw and would rather take the timeout. This feels like a crucial 3rd down here for this Eagles offense. We'll see if they can convert and keep this offensive drive rolling on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube in a moment.
My name is Len Peterson, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. I think a big difference that Elkhorn Valley Bank offers customers is a quick turnaround in loan decision. We try to make a quick and accurate decision for our customers so they can get quick answers and run their businesses as smoothly as they can. A community banker builds a relationship, plain and simple. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
And back onto the field just in time for a big 3rd down here for this Eagles offense. A man set into motion. He'll get the pitch here on the sweep. Yankton Bucks defense not going to let that go anywhere. Miles Drotzman throws him to the ground for a loss of yardage. Carter Lust is going to lose a lot of yards. Miles Drotzman drives him to the ground. It's a loss of 5 and sets up 4th and long. No chance for this Eagles offense to try and go for it. And the Bucks yet again will take over on offense after this punt here. Listed as the punter for the Eagles, their quarterback Jace Byram. Back to return here for the Bucks. believe one of either Tegan, it is Tegan LaCroix. It's going to take a bounce, and it's going to take a favorable bounce for Aberdeen Central across into Yankton's 20, and it'll be touched and picked up at the 16. That felt like a huge punt there for the Eagles, and really it was just a great bounce off of that. It just dribbled right over the top of LaCroix's head and was moving, favoring Aberdeen Central. The Bucks with a long field to go. They've put up 14 already here in the first quarter. 4:40 to go in the first, and they take over on offense yet again. Jackson Cooter, an empty backfield, trips to the left, 2 receivers to the right as no running back. A quick pass, and it's caught. Tegan LaCroix yet again with the ball in his hands. Works his way up to about the 26-yard line, and a pickup of 9 for a 2nd and short on the way. Second and 1 favoring the Yankton Bucks offense here. They've got a long field to go. Started this drive on their own 16-yard line. Need just a yard here for the first. We'll see if they take a shot. They will. Jackson Kudera puts some arm into it and into the defenders. It's taken away. The Central Eagles with an interception across Yankton's 30, and a huge play for this Golden Eagles team that desperately needed some momentum. Kudera left that one short. It was Tegan LaCroix, the intended receiver. And unfortunately, it went into double coverage, and the Golden Eagles with some new life here in the first quarter of action. It's the first game for Kudera as starting quarterback for the Bucks. Now, he's had a great start. Before that, already had 2 touchdown passes, but now sets up this Eagles offense in favorable position. They'll start with it on the Bucks' 29-yard line, as honestly you got to think 1 first down and they're about in field goal range. Of course, they're looking for a score in the end zone. Jace Byram is yet to complete a pass here, looking to do so here with just under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Works deep on his from the 34-yard line. He'll give it up the middle. It goes into the hands of Porter Lazensky. Lazensky's brought down. There is a flag on the play. A pickup of a couple, but we've got to wait and see what the call is here on the field. Only 1 penalty in this game so far. It's on Yankton. It went for 5 yards. Was an offensive penalty. And it'll be a false start, and it'll push back the Golden Eagles offense to a 1st and 15. And that's one of those plays you feel like you can't have as an offense. Your defense just gave you the ball here in enemy territory, and then you give up 5 freebie yards. The Yankton defense will certainly take it. They've been good so far in this game. We'll see if they can hold strong and keep the Eagles scoreless. Still working out of the shotgun. We haven't seen Byram really have to work from the shotgun. Sends it deep. Had a man wide open, but overshot him. Micah Bruns could have walked that one into the end zone had Byram put a little less on it. Here in Aberdeen, a beautiful about high 70s with a light breeze. Few raindrops. Will make sure to keep the equipment dry and keep the broadcast rolling, as where else would you want to be on a Friday night besides at a football game? 3:35 to go in the first quarter. Bucks lead 14-0. It's 2nd and 15. Aberdeen Central with the football. Byram takes the snap, fakes the handoff, a quick dump off, and it's dropped. Forces a 3rd and long as Mason Hager had it right in his hands and just simply dropped it. Another play for this Eagles offense. It just feels like you cannot do that, because you're looking at 3rd and 15 now. You've got to probably look to pick up half the yards before you even think about going for it on 4th. You're out of field goal range unless your kicker's got an absolute leg. You don't see a lot of 50-yarders at the high school level. I'm guessing we're not going to see one here tonight. 3rd and 15. It's Porter Lazensky in the backfield with Byram. He's going to row up for a route, and the pass off target. The 3rd straight incompletion from the hands of Byram, and it forces a 4th and 15. Now you got to wonder, do you have to punt with the football on your opponent's 34-yard line? What do you do if you're the Eagles? You got a big stop on that Bucks offense, and you feel like you maybe just gave up some of that momentum you just got back. as of now, it looks like they're going to go for it. Two receivers far to the right. And a 4th and 15. This is an aggressive attempt here from Coach Breeze. Jace Byram looking for his first completed pass of the game. Drops back, has plenty of time, puts it deep into the air, and he's going to get a penalty. A little help never hurt here in Aberdeen Central. Might be getting a first down off of a defensive pass interference. We'll see what the call is here, if it's a hold on the defense or pass interference. Bucks just kind of shaking their heads. They had Aberdeen Central right where they wanted them, 4th and long. And a huge call upcoming here. We'll see what it is, but I'm pretty confident that's on the Bucks. Still awaiting for the head umpire to make the call. And it will be a holding, so Yankton a sigh of relief as that, instead of going to be a 15-yard penalty, it's a 10-yard penalty, but makes it a 4th and much more manageable here. 4th and 5 for the Eagles. Coach Muth on that one, probably going to talk with his guys. It was Jackson Reichen tagged with the penalty. 4th and 5, another opportunity for a stop, and a free blitz at the quarterback. Byram gets it out of his hands, and nearly picked off. It doesn't matter, but it was a nearly one-handed interception for Madden McQuaid, it looked like, on the play. You know he wanted that interception because it's a lot more fun to say, yeah, I got an interception in the game, but either way, the Bucks defense holds strong. Our score remains 14-0, and the Bucks take to the field on offense. Another long field. We've definitely slowed down from the first few plays of the game, and a little surprised to see them, but you never know with game one. And a flag will fly before anything. Might be an illegal shift by this Bucks offense. We'll see. Didn't see any sign given, but it is against Yankton, and it will march the football back 5 yards. It's penalty number 3 on the Bucks, and I've talked with Coach Muth. He doesn't hate those penalties so much because he runs such a fast-paced offense. He says, you know what, normally it works out a lot better than when it hurts us, and that's just in past years of talking with him, as the Bucks offense probably gets penalized more than most other AA offenses. They also put up a lot more points than most. Kudera works with a 1st and 15 now. LaCroix will sweep across the field from the near side to the far side, and it's a give to Crawl up the middle. At the 25 he gets before he's swarmed, and a short pickup, maybe a yard. So Aberdeen Central, we expected to have a stiff defense and a lot of big players on the field, and that's kind of what we expected from them, and they will credit him with, looks like, a yard. So Crawl his 4th attempt for 18 yards. He's averaging about 4.5 yards exactly per carry. 2.5 to go in the first. 14-0 Bucks lead. They've got the football on their own 21-yard line, and it'll be a timeout. The first from Coach Muth. Wants to talk things over. A Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. We'll step aside for a moment. When we return, 14-0, the Bucks lead.
Slumberland Furniture in Yankton, home of the Flex Steel Furniture Groups with a huge selection to fit every budget, style, and room. The Lazy Boy section at Slumberland is the largest in the area. So many styles to choose from. The mattress gallery is full of the best brand name mattresses in the business, including the Tempur-Pedic Active Breeze personalized climate-controlled mattress, Stearns & Foster, and Purple. Slumberland Furniture in Yankton, here to help you design your home with the finest furniture, decor, and more.
And on the field, it's 2nd and a long 13, short 14. Carson Crawl had the carry on 1st and 15, and looks like they maybe bumped it up about a half a yard. Still 2nd and long here for this Bucks offense. Back in motion. LaCroix this time moves to the near side. They'll send it on the other direction. Miles Drotzman brings in the catch, and he's tackled kind of awkwardly up to the 26, and luckily for Yankton, he gets up pretty easily. But just kind of an awkward tackle there to make it a 3rd and long situation. 5 yards on the pickup. And Miles Drotzman, just his 2nd catch of the game, as Kudera, his 6th completion of the game. 6 for 9, 2 touchdowns and an interception. His team in the lead, and now Kudera faces pressure. He's not going to be able to get out of it. Thrown down by Owen Ward of the Aberdeen Eagles. Owen Ward, a huge play, and he is going to get the sack. Yankton is going to be forced to punt here. 4th and 9 in their own territory. Yankton, no opportunity to go for it. And again, this game has slowed down drastically from our first few plays. Within our first 3 plays, we had a kick return all the way up to the 9-yard line, a touchdown, and then a kick return into Yankton territory from the Eagles. This one booted away here by the Bucks. It's going to take a bounce and into Eagles territory. It's picked up, but immediately stopped on that is Jackson Dargits. Jackson Kudera was the punter here for the Bucks, and on the starting lineup, Muth did not have a punter listed. And you wonder if he's going to switch it up or if Jackson Kudera is just going to do that throughout the season. Why not? He's an athlete. He can kick it and gives you the opportunity of a fake punt. We've seen his arm already throw a couple of touchdowns. Eagles take over on their own 47-yard line. Just over a minute to play in the first. They trail 14-0. 1st and 10 here. Jace Byram 0 for 4, looking again for that first completed pass. Also lost a fumble on a strip sack from Jackson Ryken. From the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to give it up. Apple with some patient running, moves his feet across the 50 into Bucks territory. A nice pickup of 6 yards to make it 2nd and 4. Peyton Apple with some patient running. Now, he didn't sit behind the line for super long, just kind of was moving his feet long enough. Now, I'm not comparing him to Le'Veon Bell, but it's a lot of what you kind of saw that same style where he would sit almost with a hand on his offensive lineman's back, wait for something to open up, and he read that play perfectly. It could have been a net nothing gain, but instead Apple gives him his team a 2nd and 4, but a penalty is going to drive it back to 2nd and 9. 5 yards on this Eagles offense. Their 2nd of the game for 10 yards. And it's a false start. Quick score updates around the state. T-Area still leads Huron, but a closer game at the end of the first half, 21-13. Watertown in a tight one against Spearfish. 2 teams receiving votes. Watertown leads 3-0 late in the first. Custer currently leads Douglas 7-0 after the first quarter, and Brookings and Mitchell tied 7-all after the first. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clock is ticking. 2nd and 9 for this Eagles offense who just got put back onto their own side of the field. A quick dump off. It's completed at the 50 and nowhere to go there for Porter Lazinski. A pickup of 3 and he gets out of bounds. Now, it might not be a huge pickup, but if you're the Eagles, you're thinking it's a good play. You got your quarterback his first completed pass of the game. Maybe now he can settle in, and we've seen a couple of missed opportunities from this Eagles offense, and now that they've got that first completed pass, can they maybe start hitting on those deep shots we've seen earlier? 3rd and 8 coming up here. 2 to the left on the receivers, 1 to the right here. Clock will start ticking again here. Taking the snap, Byram faces some pressure, sidesteps it. He'll give it up, Lazinski, some room to run, and a first down for the Golden Eagles across to the Bucks 39-yard line. A pickup of 12, and all of a sudden, Aberdeen Central, some momentum and something cooking here late in the first quarter of action. Brady Portillo on the tackle. Clock will start running, and that's going to then bring us into the end of the first quarter. An exciting one. We expected it to be a fun one as the season opener. It's usually a defensive game between Aberdeen Central and Yankton. And after our first 12 minutes, 14-0, the Bucks lead. I'm Zac Spear on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Alongside Corbin Gunther, appreciate you tuning in for a great night of football in the Bucks season opener. Second quarter on the way when we return in just a moment.
Our orthopedic surgeons keep you in the game. We're here to support you with any injury throughout the season. No matter what you're gearing up for, if it's sports, we've got you covered. When experiencing pain or injury, start directly with our orthopedic surgeons. No hassles, no extra stops. Just immediate access to the top experts in our area. Stay in the game with YMC. Yankton Medical Clinic. 45 physicians, 19 specialties. So much care, so close to home.
Great game so far tonight. Appreciate you tuning in with us as all season long Bucks football. You can watch and listen live on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. And if you're tuned in on Yankton streaming, might as well give a subscribe onto the YouTube channel, and you'll be notified every time we go live with Yankton Athletics, whether it's Bucks football, Bucks and Gazelles basketball, Gazelles softball, and maybe some wrestling matches here and there, volleyball. You know, every now and then we cover something new. You'll be notified every time we go live. And really, we don't go live unless it's Yankton Athletics, so you're not going to get spammed with a lot of various things. 1st and 10 here for Aberdeen Central in offense, as their offense has something rolling here. On the hard count here, Byram trying to get the Bucks line to jump. They won't. 1st and 10, they're in the Bucks territory. Byram takes the snap again up to Apple. Apple crosses into the 37-yard line. He's brought down after pickup of 2. So Peyton Apple, his 4th carry of the night. He's got a total of 13 yards, just over 3 yards a carry. And pretty much if you give him the ball 3 times, he gets just about 10 yards on that average. 2nd and 8 here. Jace Byram, the quarterback for the Eagles. He's got back-to-back completions and lastly a 12-yard pickup that gave his team a 1st down. Standing on the Bucks 42, he'll hand it off again up the middle. Apple has it and makes it a 3rd and short, a pickup of a few. And it's 3rd and 4 on the way. Apple got 4 on that and a big 3rd down coming up here. This might be a go for it on 4th situation for the Eagles if they don't make it, as we're a minute in to our 2nd quarter, just under 11 minutes to go in the 1st half. Bucks lead 14-0 on defense. Golden Eagles driving right now on offense. Apple will shift from left to right onto the side of Byram. Byram rolls out onto the near side, looks to run it across the 30. Looks like he's got enough for a 1st down, and it looks like on the spot they will. A 1st down for the Golden Eagles and a pickup of 5 yards. The first rushing attempt for Jace Byram, and it's a big one. First and 10 here, the Golden Eagles moving the chains, and now on to the Bucks' 28-yard line. This so far has been their best put-together drive on offense. Byram fakes the handoff to the far side, dumps it off, caught, tackled around the 25-yard line on the catch. Porter Lazenski again, he's been getting his name called frequently here. And Byram, all of a sudden, 3 straight completions, all to Porter Lazenski. 2nd and 7 here as the clock ticks, as that was caught in bounds. Eagles a chance to make this a 1-possession game, as if you just looked at about the first 6 plays of the game, it looked like Yankton was going to run all over them. Now the Eagles have settled in and looking to make some moves here. Again caught. Porter Lazenski has it. Breaks a tackle. McQuaid trying to punch the football out. He's not going to be able to. A big pickup. And again a 1st down for the Golden Eagles to the 15. A pickup of 11. Porter Lazenski simply just was moving Matt McQuaid. McQuaid now, I'll give him a little slack because he was trying to punch the football out. The peanut punch didn't work. And Lazenski brings it all the way up to about the 13-yard line. So pickup of 13 rather on the play. 1st and 10 yet again. 13 yards separates this Eagles offense and the end zone. They'll hand it off on 1st down, and the play will be blown dead as laundry on the field. If they called the play dead, it's got to be on the offense, and it is going to be a false start, looks like the official letting the umpire know. False start on the Eagles. They're pushed back 5 yards, 1st and 15. Their third penalty of the game. All have been for 5 yards. And the Bucks also exactly 3 penalties in the game. A 1st and long situation here, and for the Golden Eagles, this is kind of when their last drive fell apart, was due to penalties. We'll see if they can overcome it here. They fake the handoff. Byram keeps it, faces some pressure, breaks the first tackle, gets around on the near side, crosses up towards the 15, shoved out of bounds around the original line of scrimmage, picks up 4 or 5 yards, 2nd and 10 coming up. LaCroix was the one to push him out of bounds, but I tell you what, Bucks had a great opportunity to make a 2nd and about 20, but a better run there by Jace Byram. Just a better play from Byram as he simply just got around, broke the tackle, came around to the near side, outran everyone else, and made it work with his legs. 2nd and 10 here for the Eagles. 9 minutes exactly to play in our first half. 14-0 Bucks lead. What a game here so far tonight. Byram takes the snap, and it's caught, bobbled on the near side, and a good pickup to the 6-yard line, 2 yards short of the first down marker as Mason Hager gets 8 on the pickup. But again, a flag on the play, and we'll see who it's on, if this is coming back or if it's on the defense. And, well, it does look like it's moving back. I haven't seen a call from the umpire. They're going to push it back quite a ways, though, as it's going to be 2nd and long, about 17 to go. 2nd and 18 they've got it at. Byram faces pressure right away, puts it into the air, and overthrows his intended target again.
For number 24, Mason Hager.
Mason Hager, the intended target.
That brings up 3rd and long for Aberdeen Central.
Has 3rd and long. Now that penalty could be a backbreaker. It was 15 yards from where the tackle was made. What would have been a 3rd and 3 turned into a 2nd and 18, now a 3rd and 18. And the Bucks defense, a great opportunity here to really pin Aberdeen Central back. Byram looks to the far side. It's taken and picked up by Lazensky. He's going to be well short of the first down marker. 8 yards he grabs, and 4th and 10. Lazensky had to use the tips of his fingers to scoop it up. It was nearly incomplete. 4th and 10, and it will be a field goal attempt here for the Eagles. They want to get some points up. On the field for the kick is Caden Forred. Forred puts it up, and it is up and good. We've got a score for the Golden Eagles. It is 14-3. Aberdeen Central is on the board, and 7:53 to go in the first half. It's 14-3, Bucks lead. Kickoff for Yankton when we return, coming up in just a moment.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy. And convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 208 Walnut Street.
Just under 8 minutes to play in our first half. It's 14-3. Bucks leading the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, but the Eagles with some momentum here, getting defensive stops and then going down, driving and scoring. Of course, they would have loved a touchdown. Yankton keeps it a 2-possession game, but either way, Eagles are on the board, and this is a good one so far here in the first half that is a little over halfway through. 7:53 to go in the second quarter of action, and kicking things off here for the Eagles will be Caden Forret, who just knocked in the 3 points for the Eagles. And for the Bucks, Miles Drotzman and Tegan LaCroix set back to return. Drotzman already an 80-plus yard return and set his team up with a 1st and goal immediately in the game. And it's put into the air towards Drotzman's side, catches it at the 4-yard line, and he'll have another opportunity. Up to the 25, slips through the defenders. Another big answer here across midfield. Miles Drotzman, again a huge return, breaks the tackle, drives it in for 6. Miles Drotzman gets the kick return touchdown. The Bucks answer right back with points of their own. What an answer. Miles Drotzman has been deadly on the kick return. He's already got nearly 200 return yards on 2 touches. That one goes all the way in for a touchdown, and Yankton extends their lead to the largest of the night, 20-3, and Asher Knuckles on for the extra point.
Asher Knuckles to attempt the PAT.
Knuckles pushes it through, and it's 21-3. You know, I always love to credit these kickers here. Asher Knuckles, 3 for 3 on extra points, and on the other side, Caden Forred, 1 for 1 on field goal attempts. So far, not a miss. And it is a breezy day out here in Aberdeen Central. A little, you could even consider it windy, as both kickers perfect right now. But the Bucks have all momentum. They just kind of gave up some momentum. The Eagles put up their first points, were playing well defensively, and just like that, Miles Drotzman, a house call on the kick return. 21-3 will step aside and return in 30 seconds here. This is Bucks Football and Classic. It's 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
Bucks kicking team right back out on the field, and Asher Knuckles set to kick off yet again. For the Eagles, it's Carter Lust and Bennett Eisenbeis back to return. Excuse me, actually looks like Caden Forred will be back there for the Golden Eagles. His first kickoff where he has been set as a return man. He was listed on the roster as a possible 2 deep, and it'll go to Forred, who picks it up at the 6-yard line. He'll follow Eisenbeis on the block, brings it to the outside, breaks the tackle. Ball came loose, but luckily for the Eagles, it's going to bounce out of bounds. That could have been a disaster for Aberdeen Central, but luckily for them, they're able to keep possession here. At the 24-yard line is where the Eagles will start this drive. Their quarterback, after going 0 for 4 to start, then completed 5 of his next 6 attempts. Jace Byram trying to get into his rhythm early on here in this game, a senior for the Golden Eagles. The first set has 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to the left, and again, we're going to have a pre-snap penalty. False start, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Eagles. It's their 5th of the game already. And honestly, for this Eagles offense, that has been the name of their game, penalties. They've struggled to kind of get things rolling because usually when they do have some momentum, well, then they get a penalty, it pushes them back, and Yankton can play a little bit more free on defense, and we've seen them take advantage of those situations. Eagles could very well have 14 points. Byram gets the snap, faces pressure from Riken, can't get there in time, in and out of the hands of his receiver. It's an incomplete pass. That one was in the hands of Ben Weishar, but dropped it. And penalties and drops right now for the Eagles. They've got a handful of drops as well, and you got to think if you want to beat a team like the Bucks, you're going to have to bring in these, not difficult catches, so to speak. Weishar had that, and it would have been a nice pickup. Probably would have been over half of the yards towards the line of gain. 7:12 to go in the first half. 21-3 Bucks lead on the scoreboard. On defense, they play a handoff here, and the Bucks defensive line will let that go nowhere. Madden McQuaid drives him to the ground.
Number 28, Peyton Apple on the carry for a loss of 2.
Peyton Apple, his first loss of yards on a carry.
Madden McQuaid.
So we watch the replay here on Yankton streaming on YouTube. We've had a handful of highlight reel level plays already as Yankton looking sharp to open the season. We've seen a few penalties and a few maybe first game jitters. Outside of that, though, some big plays have put them on top. 18 points, 6.5 to go. Third and forever, it feels like. Byram again avoids the pressure, rolls out to the far side of the field. He's now met, breaks a tackle, slips through up to the 20-yard line, but nowhere near the first down line. Thrown down, it's fourth down. Byram picks up about 2 yards, and that might have been the toughest 2 yards he's going to get all game. 3 carries for him in the game, 12 total yards, and it's fourth and about 13. Certainly no opportunity here to go for it for the Golden Eagles. And the Bucks with 6 minutes to go. Plenty of time here. Don't need to run a 2-minute drill, but knowing the Bucks offense, they're going to be moving quick either way. Under 6 minutes to play here now. So we're halfway through our second quarter. Bucks up 18 and low snap and a low driving punt. Yankton going to not want to even touch it. It's going to stop right at midfield, and that's where this Bucks offense will take over. Those line drives can be dangerous because your blockers running back, they got to keep their head on a swivel, and right there looked like it maybe could have ended up touching one of their feet, but Yankton able to avoid it, and they'll move it up a yard. Yankton will start on the 49-yard line of the Golden Eagles. A short field for this offense, who's put up 2 touchdowns. The other one coming from a kick return touchdown from Miles Drotzman. What an athlete there. Miles Drotzman had I believe it was a punt return touchdown in week 1 of last season as well. You don't want him with the ball. Kudera loads up, puts it deep into the air, right into the hands, caught! A huge pickup there, right into the hands of Will Sager. Will Sager reels it in and gets out of bounds up to the 23-yard line. A 26-yard conversion for this Bucks offense. Will Sager, his first touch of the game, and what a time to do it. It sets up 1st and 10 for the Bucks, who try and run it up the middle with Bryce Krall. He'll get maybe a yard. From the 24 to the 23, 2nd and 9. Carson Krall, only 5 rushing attempts in the game for him so far. Last season we saw Jason Lachek was the bell cow back. He carried sometimes over 30 times a game. LaCroix on the option, dives it up to the 12-yard line. First down, Bucks.
Number 16, Tegan LaCroix on the carry.
Tegan LaCroix, his 4th carry of the game, and tell you what, it's going to be awfully confusing with the kind of 2 quarterback setup. And again, direct snap here. LaCroix breaks the first tackle and makes his way up to the 9-yard line. He'll pick up a short 2.
Number 16, Tegan LaCroix.
Tegan LaCroix in this game, 7 touches already. Leads his team by any touches. A close second, Carson Krall with 5 rushing attempts. Also a catch for a 5-yard touchdown. 2nd and 8 here. The Bucks have the football at the 10-yard line. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Kudera goes to the left, a dangerous pass. It's knocked free by the Eagles defense. It could have been picked off by Owen Ward. Kudera is probably happy just to see that one hit the ground, as Ward had a great opportunity. He wanted Drotzman on the quick slant and just left it a little behind him, and now 3rd and 8. A 3rd down conversion attempt here for this Bucks offense. Kudera takes a snap, drops it back, puts it over to the other side, and it's picked off yet again. The 2nd interception for this Eagles defense.
Number 12, Jackson Kadera's pass
Kudera's picked off as Jackson Board, the senior for Aberdeen Central, will prevent the Bucks from scoring. And that's kind of what I mean by those first game jitters. Feels like maybe just a little bit left behind here from the touches from Kudera. His second interception. Now he's also thrown in a couple of touchdowns. His team leads 18, so as of now, hasn't affected them too terribly much. But the Golden Eagles get a much-needed stop. 4:06 to play in the first half, a long field, and if they drive and score it before the half, we've got ourselves a football game. Jace Byram takes the snap, facing pressure all day, now has to move out. He's thrown down for a sack. The Bucks get home. Carson Krall the sack. Carson Krall having a great day so far, gets his first sack of the season. He's also got a receiving touchdown and a few rushing attempts offensively. 2nd and 16, it was a loss of 6. Byram has faced pressure a handful of times from this Bucks defense. Out of the shotgun works, hands it off. Peyton Apple's going to bring it to the far side. Gets by the first defender or two, but not much to gain there as Yankton was all over that play. Picking up 2 is Peyton Apple. Miles Drotzman on the tackle, and it makes a 3rd and 13 here for Golden Eagles offense as we cross the 3-minute mark. And now you're thinking for Aberdeen Central, if you don't convert, you're giving the Bucks plenty of time to go down and score. They've already got 2 timeouts, and right now clock ticking here for the Central Eagles, and you wonder if that's intentional. Give them the least amount of time as possible if you don't convert. Byram takes the snap, moves up in the pocket, looking for anything, decides to keep it himself, up to the 20-yard line before he's thrown out of bounds. Madden McQuaid with the tackle, and I think it's going to be a horse collar. He was near the first down line anyways. He maybe had enough, but I think Madden McQuaid's going to give him for sure a first down here. I think it was about a pickup of 12 and a big penalty on the Bucks defense. No official call, but pretty confident it's a horse collar. That would be monstrous for this Aberdeen Central offense. It is going to be a personal foul, and it's going to go against Madden McQuaid, and that's going to add on 15 yards. Moves the football up to the 37-yard line, meaning he got up to the 22, which would have been a yard short of a first down. That's a huge penalty that the Bucks defense, just honestly, they cannot do here in this football game. 2.5 to play. The Golden Eagles now with the football up to their own 38 off of the 15-yarder from the Bucks defense. That's their 4th penalty in the game as a team. 21-3, Bucks still lead, but the Eagles an opportunity here late in the second quarter. A handoff and trying to find some room. Nothing going on there. Swarmed behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of 2. On the carry, Peyton Apple, and unfortunately for him, his line did him no favors. 2nd and 12 coming up. And they'll say it's a loss of 1 instead, 2nd and 11. That's in his last 3 carries, a total of 1 yard lost. Before that, he was averaging over 4 yards a carry. 2nd and 11, we cross the 2-minute mark. Byram looks to throw it, has Porter Lazenski, makes the grab at the 43-yard line. It's also where he's brought down, gets up to about the 43.5-yard line. A 6-yard pickup from Byram to Lazenski, who's got his 6th catch already of the game. Right now, this offense totally running through Porter Lazenski. 1.5 minutes to go here. 3rd and medium, 4 yards needed for this Golden Eagles offense. But now they can at least feel a little, we've at least cut some time off, but of course, they want to score. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The H-back also goes out for a route. Lazenski, who else, brings it across into Bucks territory, and a first down here to the 48-yard line. An 8-yard pickup, and the Golden Eagles, now you've drained some of that clock. You've got a timeout. Now is when you're thinking, okay, we've gotten a couple of first downs. Let's go score and send it to the half a little bit closer than what it's at right now. .62 seconds. They'll have the clock rolling. Thought he got out. They'll say he was down before. Byram with some time. Now forced to roll out. Room to run. Crosses into the 43-yard line of the Bucks before he gets out of bounds. A 5-yard pickup, and a nice pickup for this Golden Eagles offense. 2nd and 5 coming up. And they will stop the clock. That's probably the most important part for them here. 21-3 they trail, but moving the football with under a minute to go in the first half. Second down, 5 yards to go. Byram drops back again, and who else? Porter Lazenski with the catch. He's brought down right at the yard to gain. He'll have a first down, 5 yards, I believe, exactly on the pickup. Lazenski really, we're starting to learn number 21. He's already got 8 catches in this game. He's pretty much been this Aberdeen Central offense. Clock is ticking, though, and the Golden Eagles need to get moving. 33 seconds, they're at their own 38-yard line. Out of field goal range, they've only got one timeout, and maybe that was the time to use it. That took a long time to set up. Byram fires it deep. Wrong route ran, or some miscommunication as it was lofted up for Skylar Arts. Falls incomplete, but Arts had done a hook, turned around, and Byram had launched it deep. That brings up 2nd and 10, 23 seconds to play. And again, feels like maybe they needed to call that timeout there. And now you feel you need one big play of 10-plus yards. Either get out of bounds or you use that final timeout to even give your team a chance to either throw it to the end zone or a field goal attempt. Of course, 23 has some time to work with. Byram moves it to the near side of the field, and he's going to keep it in his hands. Gets around the first Buck defender, dives it out of bounds near the first down line. And he'll pick up 8 or 9. 3rd and short on the way. No, they will give him the first down. It initially looked like the officials had him shy. They're going to give him 11 yards on the pickup. Scratch that. 3rd and 2, 8-yard pickup. Because at first it looked like they had him out the 30. Then I heard over the loudspeaker, first down for the Eagles. Said we've got 3rd and 2, 16 seconds to go in the first half. Eagles with the football on their own 30. That would be about a 47-yard field goal. That's plenty long at the high school level. And penalty on the Eagles. A 5-yarder, false start. It's really derailed this Eagles offense at times. Coach Breeze not too thrilled with it. Not sure if he's unhappy. It looks more like he's unhappy with his team than the officials. That is going to be their 6th penalty of the game. Third and 7, that makes it. And again from the shotgun, a tight package with the H-back on the right side of the line. Peyton Apple, the back alongside Byram, and not sure, some confusion on the field as to what's going on, and because of that, play clock not even running. And they'll add 3 seconds to the clock. They had it down to 13, and now it'll go up to 16, and that is the right call. And when you're down to this few of seconds, every second counts, and Aberdeen Central certainly would like those 3. Jace Byram with it, looks to throw it. On the near side, it's taken away. Jackson Ryken picks it off. A chance to run it all the way back. Cuts towards the middle of the field. The 20, the 10. The Bucks will score to end the half. Jackson Ryken, a pick 6. The Bucks lead 27-3. What a game, especially defensively for Jackson Ryken. As it was nearly time running out, we've got 3 seconds left in the first half, Yankton puts up another score, and that will all but pretty much wrap up this first half unless the Eagles can return the kickoff for a touchdown. Asher Knuckles here for the extra point to make it 28-3. Bucks would have a 25-point lead if this goes through, and it doesn't. It's pushed to the left, and we stay the same. It's a 24-point lead for the Bucks. 3 seconds to play in our first half of action, and what a way to close it. Now, I don't know if you remember last year in Huron, Yankton threw a pick six to close the first half, and the Tigers were able to get the final score of the first half. And that, I believe, tied it up. I don't remember quite, but it certainly made it an interesting game. This time, the Bucks in the first week. Golden Eagles offense is driving, and Jackson Riken says, not so fast. Think I'm going to take this one in for 6 more points. He has already been the cause of 2 turnovers for this Bucks defense. A strip sack and now a pick 6 for his squad, who leads 27-3 on the Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. For the Golden Eagles, you wonder what kind of adjustments they're thinking for at the half. And for Yankton, you know, you've got to feel good. You're up 24 points, but I know Coach Muth, and he's always saying there is room to improve, and there has been for this Bucks offense. A few things to pick up, and really both teams have left some points on the board here, and you got to wonder how they're going to answer here in the second half. Caden Fored and Bennett Eisenbeis to return the kick here for the Golden Eagles. Asher Knuckles yet again on the field. It's going to be a squib. It'll bounce around the 35-yard line, picked up, and a knee at the 29-yard line. We've got 1 second before the half. And nope, they're going to run it out, and kind of surprised to see the Eagles not try to return it, but it will bring us to the half. It is our first official half of action over, and the Yankton Bucks finish it in style. Carson Krall, the pick 6, as the Golden Eagles had the ball on Yankton's about 30-yard line, and just reading the route well and getting aggressive was Riken. It was certainly the right call, as right now he's been the defensive player of the game, and I know Coach has got to be happy with his performance so far. It's officially the half, 27-3. The Bucks lead it. We've got a good one here in Aberdeen. Keep it tuned here. We'll update you on scores around the state, game trends, what we saw in that first half, some adjustments you expect the teams to make, and more coming up here on the half. It's also on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. I'm Zac Spear alongside Corbin Gunther. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's been an exciting start to the season with the Bucks leading 27-3.
Something that people are naturally attracted to is the water. Kind of a breath of fresh air. Every time you go out there, it's like a reset button. My name's Aaron Reeby. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Brittany.
My husband and I both really enjoy the outdoors, biking or hiking or go out on the river. You can always find a little spot to get away from the crowd.
So cool, so unique. I can experience a lot in a day without having to be congested in traffic.
Come see it for yourself.
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team specializing in all things heating and cooling, as well as heat and glow gas, wood, and electric fireplaces, humidifiers and dehumidifiers, and all styles of ductless mini-split systems. Whether you are building or remodeling, our team of innovative experts will get you the correct equipment and indoor air quality accessories you need for your home or business. Remember, Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team for all things heating and cooling for the past 77 years. Go Bucks and Gazelles.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Ace Hardware in Yankton is more than just hardware. They're also home to Ace Bike and Fitness with a huge selection of electric and traditional bikes plus expert bike repair. They sell and repair small engines, cell phones and accessories, and fitness equipment. See their selection of disc golf gear, skateboards, and safety equipment. If you're looking for your next ride, new fitness equipment, outdoor power equipment, or expert repair services, you'll find it all under one roof. Kopetsky's Ace Hardware and Ace Bike and Fitness, Yankton. More than hardware, more ways to help. They've put in the work, trained endlessly, pushed their bodies, learned from coaches, risen to the occasion, savored victory, all to make you proud. Give them some love. Support their goals. Cheer them on. Good luck from First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
What in the world?
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. There are ducks in my ducks.
Dust in your ducts? No problem. Intech can take care of.
No, not dust. There are ducks in my ducks.
How did they get? You know what? Never mind. Intech is the duct cleaning specialist. No matter what's in them, we'll be right over.
Oh, thank heavens.
When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Welcome to the Vishay Yankton Halftime Show. Vishay Yankton, building the DNA of tech. All the stats, game trends, and everything Yankton Bucks football now.
Back to the field for the Vishay Yankton Halftime Show as it is 27-3, the Bucks on the field here. Just been a great first half. Now, of course, we're going to get into maybe some adjustments they can make on the field and what maybe they liked in the first half, what they didn't like. But first up is your halftime stats on the Vishay Yankton Halftime Show. Vishay Yankton, building the DNA of tech. Vishay Yankton. I do want to mention during kickoff, I got a little excited, forgot to mention our sponsor, which is Grassland Heating and Cooling, your local Bosch Home Comfort dealer. Welcome to the family. Big thank you to all of our Yankton Sportscaster Club members, as well as our Yankton Element sponsors, as you'll hear them throughout the game, including Vishay, our halftime show sponsor. Just what a start, and the Bucks up 27-3. We've got your stats right here, and we'll start with the defending home team, the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Of course, no record, as this is the official season opener for the Golden Eagles, coached by Justin Breeze. Running the football, Peyton Apple in this one, the most attempts with 8 attempts. Only 15 yards, of the Bucks have really kept him in check, and Peyton Apple is an athlete. That's the thing. It has certainly not been his fault that some of his carries have gone for loss of yards. There's, at times, 3 Yankton defenders, it feels like, meeting him at the line of scrimmage, if not even before. We've had a couple of runs where he somehow squeezed out 2 yards where he probably should have lost the 2. So Peyton Apple has been kind of put in a tough situation. You can tell the skill and talent is there, and Yankton's certainly going to want to keep him bottled up in the second half. Jace Byram has been the leading rusher for his team. 6 attempts for 32 yards, and we didn't see on the first couple of drives from Jace Byram many rushing attempts, but once he started getting those legs running, it kind of felt like he maybe got a little bit more into the rhythm and was able to really, use his legs and efficiently for his team, picking up a couple of crucial first downs. Unfortunately for his offense, it has not really equated to too many points on the board. And then Carter Lust has 1 rushing attempt, lost 5 yards on that one, and Madden McQuaid sniffed that one out, shot through the gap. And Madden McQuaid, of what I've heard from the guys on the field, in the best way, just an animal, an absolute animal. They don't like going up, lining up against him. That's what your defensive coordinator loves to have on the team. Last year we saw Edley Amaro Jr. I was talking with Coach Muth, I don't even know if he likes football. He just likes hitting people. But you know what? If your defensive end doesn't like hitting people, he's doing something wrong. And you love that aggressiveness, and it translates on the football field. You got to have tough guys on the defensive side, and Matt McQuaid certainly brings that intensity and tough guy attitude to this Bucks defense. We've seen it so far in today's game, and we're going to see it throughout the season as well. including Jackson Reichen, who's also had a great day defensively, but we'll get to that when we get to the Bucs stats. Throwing the football for Aberdeen Central, Jace Byram. Now, he threw 4 straight incompletions to start, but then started picking up, finding his rhythm. He went 8 for 16, and that was good for 58 yards. He did have 1 interception, and unfortunately for him, that was a devastating interception. It went for 6 for the Bucs, and it was to close out that first half, a pick 6 with only 3 seconds remaining on the clock. Really was the reason Yankton's got 6 more points. Even if Yankton hadn't brought it all the way back, if he had been brought out of bounds right away, we're looking probably at a different score, but it did go for 6 and put Yankton up 24 points. Catching the football for Aberdeen Central, it's going to be quick. Portalazensky, all 8 catches, all 58 yards. He is really the one player that Yankton, you feel like they maybe haven't contained him as well as they would like. He has done a fantastic job and really just impressed here. And for Aberdeen Central, 6 penalties on the game so far, 40 yards that has cost them, 3 yards for the Bucs. As right now on the field, the marching band for the Golden Eagles, the Groovitude field show going on right now, as I'm sure you can hear it in the background. A cool show to open the season for the Golden Eagles, as next week Yankton will have their home opener, as always looking forward to that. It's so much fun to be at Crane Youngworth. And I tell you what, it feels like a college atmosphere when you are in Yankton. The crowd they start stomping their feet in the crowd, and it just gets loud, especially on third downs, big plays. It's so much fun, exciting, and it's great to be here in Aberdeen. It has a very nice complex here as well. Now for your Yankton Bucks halftime stats. Running the football, we've got Carson Krall with 5 attempts. He's went for 19 yards, averaging just shy of 4 yards a carry. Started out efficient with 3 carries that went for 17 yards. His last 2 both went for a yard apiece. Tegan LaCroix also 5 yards here on the night. He's got 16 yards in the first half. A little bit surprising, we have not seen Jackson Cooterer run the football one time here for the Bucks as the quarterback, and he's certainly an athlete. Wouldn't be shocked if he does, but he's like to stay in the pocket, and you got to wonder if that's Coach Muth telling him, we've got weapons. We've got Tegan LaCroix and Carson Krall running the football. We don't really need you to run the football very often. We just need you to make the right read, throw the football well. And throwing the football, of course, has been Jackson Cooterer, and it's kind of been a tale of 2 sides here for Cooterer. 7 for 12, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also 2 interceptions for his team. One was right near the end zone, and for Cooterer, a junior quarterback, this is his first start here for the team on the season. And those you got to feel like probably the first half or first game jitters a little bit of excitement, maybe not taking quite the time, just running his hot route, throwing it. Either way, nothing to worry about. His team's up 27-3, and he's made some really nice throws, including that 26-yard completion that ended up in the hands of Will Sager. Catching the football here for Yankton. Surprised we have not seen Ivan Hirschman get his hands on the football yet. Jackson Reichen with 1 catch and went 9 yards, and that was for 6. It was a score. Miles Drotzman, 2 catches, 17 yards. Tegan LaCroix with 2 catches, going for 21 yards. Again, Tegan LaCroix with 7 touches in the game, leads all players on his team, outside of course, the quarterback, Jackson Cooterer. Carson Krall has 1 catch. It was 5 yards and a touchdown, the first of the year for the Bucs. Will Sager with the 1 catch for him, and it went for 26 yards. That, again, was a beautiful route, beautiful throw by Cooterer, and you couldn't have asked for a better play for that Bucs offense. On the penalties for Yankton, 4 penalties, 35 yards. They lead in that category. 2 less penalties than Aberdeen Central, 5 yards less on the penalties, as they've got a 15 and a 10-yard penalty against them. Defensively for the Bucs, it's been a pretty dang good game, as Jackson Reichen with a pick 6 and a strip sack already. And on the recovery for the Bucs here, I have got number 58, but I don't think that is correct. That would be sophomore Jeremiah Lucio. Again, I don't think that's correct, as we'll have to maybe watch the film back here after and see who to credit with that fumble recovery. On top of that, we have seen a Carson Krall sack defensively. And Miles Drotzman, what can I say? The kid's an athlete. Love covering him in football. He is an absolute athlete in basketball. Not surprised to see that translate here onto the football field as well. 2 kick returns. One went all the way for 6. It was a kick return touchdown. The other one went about, I did math wrong both times when I announced it earlier. I'm not even going to attempt, but he got from his own roughly 5-yard line and got to the opponent's 9-yard line, set up his team for a quick score, and he's really made his name known on the special team side of things. A score update on other games going on around the state. As a good one, as already in the fourth quarter, is the number 4 ranked T-Area Titans against the number 2 ranked Huron Tigers at T-Area High School. The Titans lead a tight one, 28-25. And then Watertown and Spearfish, 2 teams receiving votes on the media polls. At the half, it's 12-0. Watertown leads. With under a minute left in the second quarter, Douglas leads now Custer 21-7. Custer, a lower class team, but Douglas, of course, hey, a win's a win, and they're happy to be up 21-7 late in the first half. Of course, here at the half, Yankton leads Aberdeen Central 27-3, a 24-point lead for them. And the final score in AA for tonight at the end of the first half, Mitchell currently leads the Brookings Bobcats. The score 21-7. They've got a 2-touchdown lead. It has been a good one here on the field so far. 27-3. It's especially been good for the Bucks. 27-3 Yankton leads over the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. At the half, they ended that first half with a pick 6. What a way to give your team energy heading into the half. Some adjustments for each side. For the Bucks, it's really been boom or bust plays. It feels like if the play hasn't gone for either 20-plus yards or a touchdown, it's not really been an efficient play for the Bucks. Would like to see them clean that up. Of course, this is nitpicking. The team's up 24 at the half. We're getting a little nitpicky there. But either way, you would like to see them clean it up a little. Maybe get that run game going a little bit better, as right now they're under 40 yards in the first half. Not something we've seen a lot from them in the past. But again, Aberdeen Central, some big boys up front, and doing a nice job on those runs up the middle, not giving up much. And also Kudera, no rushing attempts. For Aberdeen Central, really, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot. If they could clean up 2 things, it would be a much closer game. They've got to clean up the dropped passes and the penalties. They've really killed their drives, and if they can do that, they can find themselves right back into this game. Those were the game trends, stats, and what we'd like to see differently from each team on the Vichay Yankton halftime show. 2.5 minutes are between now and the start of the second half. We'll step aside for a second. We'll return with the third quarter here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Welcome to JR's Oasis, your one-stop food and gas shop. Proud to serve Phillips 66 regular, premium, and diesel fuel. After fueling, go inside for slushies and shakes, ice cream cones, and now offering a full line of healthy, chilled items and snacks. JR's hot menu is great for breakfast, lunch, and supper, featuring the famous Hammer Breakfast Sandwich and fresh hand patty burgers. Try the new Cafe Tango frozen coffees for that extra boost of deliciousness. JR's Oasis, East Highway 50, Yankton.
Life doesn't always go according to plan. That's why having the right insurance matters. Welcome to the new office of Nick Hochstein with State Farm Insurance in Yankton. Whether you're protecting your car, home, pet, or the people you love, Nick is there to help you find the coverage that fits your needs. Local service, personalized options, and someone you can trust. Give Nick a call today at 605-665-7140 and let him help you protect what matters. Nick Hochstein, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I knew I should have had those brakes checked at Graham Tire. It's all about safety. Tire mounting, balancing, wheel alignment, and shocks and struts and batteries, oil changes, and lube service. Graham Tire does these every day. And there's over an acre of tires. Graham Tire has them all, big and small. Tires for cars, trucks, campers, trailers, big rigs, and tracks. Honesty and integrity is a matter of pride since 1951. Graham Tire, Yankton.
Looking to buy a home or maybe sell? Trust the name that puts you first. America's Best Realty. From your first showing to the final signature, their expert agents guide you every step of the way. Fast closings, top market value, and real service you can count on. Your dream home, they will find it. Selling fast, they will make it happen. Call America's Best Realty at 605-260-1600. America's Best Realty, because you deserve the best.
Back to the field to close out our Vichet Yankton halftime show here, as it is about game time for the third quarter. It has been a successful one here for the Bucks as they lead 27-3. As we'll see, it was already kind of an extended halftime. We're going to see if they put the 3 minutes on the clock for the stretching or if they're going to have them run it, because again, it was an extended halftime. Yep, now they put 3 minutes back on the field. As Yankton, really, what an impressive start to the game here. As you come into this game, you've lost so many seniors. I think Muth said it was 3 returning starters on offense, 4 on defense. That's 15 players you got to replace starting, and that can be tough. But you know what? The players have really done a nice job answering that call, as some of the names you might have heard last season that have made some contributions in today's game already are Tegan LaCroix, Miles Drotzman, and Carson Krall. But we've seen some huge plays out of Jackson Riken, who didn't see a whole lot out of last season, as last year he would have been a sophomore. Now a junior, already an interception he brought back for a house call, and a sack that resulted in a strip sack. He's just done it all. What can you say? On top of that, Miles Drotzman with a couple of catches, and his kick returning ability has been really just as good as you can go. 2 for over 80 yards, 1 went for 6. Minute 45 between now and the start here, as the Bucks will be at home next week for their home season opener. Of course, here in Aberdeen, a far road trip. One of the furthest, is Yankton's got quite the schedule this season. They're going to be traveling a lot this year, as this week in Aberdeen, they'll be home next week. The following week out in Sturgis. After that, in Huron. And there's another West River trip to follow. After that, I talked with Muth, and he said, man, kind of felt like whoever set up that schedule didn't love Yankton too much. Of course, it is kind of a randomization, and Yankton just got some traveling this year, and no worries. We'll be there for every single game this season on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. Teams have taken back to the field here, as the Bucks in their white jersey and pants trimmed out in red, and for the Golden Eagles in their all-blue jersey and pants trimmed out with gold. Set to return this one are the Golden Eagles here. Asher Knuckles, he's had his leg busy here kicking for Yankton, whether extra points or kickoffs. 3 for 4 for him on extra points. He's done a nice job kicking off, as it is time for the second half here in Aberdeen. 8:27 on the clock, 12 minutes on the third clock, as it's received at the 13-yard line. Eisenbeis scoops it up, tries to outrun the Yankton defense, unable to, and met by committee around his own 25-yard line. And that's where the Golden Eagles will start on offense to open the third quarter. Now is a must-have drive for the Golden Eagles. If you want to get yourself back into this game, you feel like you need some points, because Yankton is hot right now. They're coming off a high end of that first half. You need to make something happen. Jace Byram and his squad back out on the field following an interception. And, of course, less urgency, as plenty of time now. From their own 26, they'll play action. Byram rolls it to the far side, darts it across, and Miles Drotzman had an opportunity to take that one the other direction and kind of bounced off his arms and into the ground, but would have been a tough interception. Had to twist his body the other way. It was behind him. Either way, a nice stop by this Bucks defense, and we'll see on offense if they maybe run the football a little bit more and start chewing that clock, but you've got a whole half of football. You're not even thinking of chewing the clock. You want to score again before you even think of that. 2nd and 10 here, Eagles with the football. Jace Byram, 2 receivers to the left, none to the right. A full offensive line, and they'll give him some time. Had a receiver cutting across the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Peyton Apple, the diving effort, can't reel it in. He did get his arms on it, and had he caught it, would have been a great catch, but instead, 3rd and 10 here for Aberdeen. You certainly don't want to start the second half with a 3 and out. Byram and his team will start this set with 2 incomplete passes. We haven't seen a rushing attempt yet. In some of these third down situations, Byram has taken it himself, and we'll see what he does here. A clean pocket, but the pass is deflected, taken the other way. A big man with a mission, trying to break tackles, brings it into the end zone. What a play! Austin Conway, the senior, all-state returning offensive lineman, takes it for a pick 6. You're not going to see that much. Austin Conway got it in his hands, and you knew he was not going to get stopped. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Yankton finds themselves up 30 points here early in the third quarter, 33-3. A big man touchdown, our first of the year. There is not a better moment in football than when a defensive lineman gets the ball in his hands and starts running. Rumbles and tumbles his way into the end zone, puts up 6 more as Asher Knuckles drives it through, 34-3. Bucks strike early on here in the third quarter. They lead by 31, 11 and a half to play in the third quarter on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Craving something boss level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
34-31 here. Bucks lead it after the pick 6, and Asher Knuckles. No, I think we've got a new kicker in here, as it's Jael Trujillo boots it away, and the Golden Eagles back to work across the their own 30, and a flag on the play. Now, I mentioned a big man touchdown. I've got the size for you. Austin Conway, the senior guard for his team, 6'3", 285 is what he's listed as. We're probably going to have to talk with Austin Conway ahead of next week's game as well. But you don't often see a near 300-pounder getting a touchdown, and Conway's got to be just happy. What a player, too, for the Bucks. He was an all-state offensive lineman last season, and really, you almost expect him to get it again this year as a holding here on the Golden Eagles. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and that will certainly move him back. But you know what? When Conway's got the football in his hands, he's not gonna be easy to take down. He had his eyes set. Scored it for a touchdown. 34-3 Bucks lead. A new set of downs here for the Golden Eagles as a drive up the middle for a rushing attempt. About 3 yards, 2nd and 7 on the way as Peyton Apple. Whistles are blowing, not sure what for. And we've got a timeout on the field, and believe Yankton might have called it. It's what it sounded like over the loudspeaker, but You got to think, barring an injury, kind of wondering what that might have been. And on the scoreboard shows 3 timeouts left on each side. I mean, I personally didn't see a signal by an official, so kind of just waiting to see what the official call is here. And Bucks defense will break the huddle, and I'm not sure if there was a... Oh, here I'm looking at the Bucks line this whole time. We've got a player down on the field for Aberdeen Central. Hopefully he's all right. We're actually going to step aside for a moment here, and when we return, 2nd and 6 coming up for the Aberdeen Central offense.
Hi, this is Brandy from Fleeg's Riverside Roadhouse. You hear the whistle blowing down the tracks, you see the sun setting over the Jim River, and you know that you're getting close. For over 35 years, Fleeg's Riverside Roadhouse has been the place folks gather for ice-cold drinks, hand-cut prime and steaks, stacked high burgers, and stories that last longer than the train rolling through town. Fleeg's Riverside Roadhouse, right by the railroad tracks, right along the river, and right where you belong.
When you need plumbing you can count on, call the local guys who know the area and you. Favor Plumbing and Heating of Yankton, specializing in large residential homes to full-scale commercial projects. They'll handle every job with precision. All your plumbing needs taken care of since 1973. They'll bring experience, reliability, and great service every single time. Built to handle every job, no matter how big or small. Favor Plumbing and Heating of Yankton, 1209 West 9th Street, Yankton. Your local and trusted plumber.
Imagine working for a successful global business with customers in 140 countries. That's Vishay Intertechnology, a Fortune 1000 maker of electronic componentry. Now imagine a company of that size with that kind of stability and a caring family-like environment. Learn more about what you can do at Vishay by visiting VishayCareers.com. Vishay is an equal opportunity employer. Vishay, the DNA of tech.
And back to the field again. We had a player down for Aberdeen Central. It was Ben Jorgensen, a senior offensive lineman for the Golden Eagles, and he certainly was a player that Coach Breeze talked highly of. Luckily, he's able to walk to the sideline on his own, and hopefully he's all right. Hopefully we'll see him back out on the field and maybe just needs a breather. And if not, we wish him nothing but the best here moving forward with the season. 2nd and 6 now here for the Golden Eagles. Clock will start ticking here as it was a tackle inbounds. And they'll hand it off again. Peyton Apple tries to bounce it out to the outside. Brought down. Looks like he's going to lose a yard. This Bucks defense has started the second half lights out. Austin Conway, who else with the tackle? That is the 3rd time on 10 carries that Peyton Apple has had a loss of yards, and again, not his fault. And you got to think losing Ben Jorgensen on that line, Yankton's defensive line has to be licking their chops. 3rd and 7 here as Byram looks to throw it. It's caught. First down, Aberdeen Central to the 34. Catch is made there by Ben Weishar. A 13-yard pickup. And the first completion for Jace Byram here. 1st and 10, Golden Eagles move the chains here. And we've seen this from multiple drives, and it feels like this Golden Eagles offense has just kind of shot themselves in the foot here. They've had opportunities. They've gotten into the red zone. They've gotten onto Yankton's side of the field. Pick 6 and penalties. 4th down that they don't convert. Handoff here, and back to Apple they go. Again, he's going to lose 2 yards. Peyton Apple, a loss of 2. He's got 3 carries in this second half for a total of 1 yard picked up. 2nd and 12 coming up. But again, you lose one of your best offensive linemen. It's tough to replace him in Ben Jorgensen. Aberdeen Central's going to have to figure something out here as the run game here hasn't worked out so well in the second half, and the passing game is 1 for 4 with an interception, and the one completion went for 13. Good running there for Apple, nears the 40-yard line and picks up about half of what's needed for a first down He'll get 6, and 3rd and 6 now on the way. Our scoreboard reads 34-3. Yankton leads, brought to you by the Fox Stop of Yankton at the corner of West City Limits Road and 30th Street, Yankton. A full-service convenience store with hot food, Godfather's Pizza, personal pizzas, sandwiches, munchies, and beverages. Pay at the pump, gas and diesel fuel, firewood, and propane exchange. Out of the shotgun works Jace Byram. Onto the near side, fires it, in and out of the hands it goes of Mason Hager. Had that throw been a little bit more on the money, we would have probably been saying first down Aberdeen Central. Instead, 4th and 6, and the Bucks offense is going to be taken over again. Fourth and 6 here, and out to punt for the Eagles. Hard to see his number from here if it is, in fact, the quarterback, Jace Byram. Believe it is, and a nice punt, had some air to it, and takes a friendly bounce for the Golden Eagle. No attempt to return it there for the Bucks out of Carter Saylor, and Yankton will start in their own territory at the 25-yard line on offense. It's worth noting, with a 31-point deficit, another score here by the Bucks, should they reach the end zone, would then cause a running clock here in the second half. Do see with Saylor on the punt return, you're kind of wondering who's going to be in for the Yankton starters, and feels early still to take him in. It does look like Muth agrees. Yankton's starting lineup on offense still on the field. LaCroix crosses the field, and it's a handoff to Carson Krall up the middle, his first attempt here of the second half. He'll pick up a nice 4 yards. That is one thing I would kind of like to see from Yankton, that consistency and the run game. Build upon it. If you can get 4 yards every run, you're doing something right. It brings up 2nd and 6, and Carson Krall, only 6 rushing attempts so far this game. He can certainly be your runner to get 20 rushing attempts per game. We'll see how many he gets in the second half as he takes his first for 4. LaCroix again set into motion, comes to the near side of the field again. Krall up the middle. Not quite as much going on last time. Picks up a nice 3, though. 3rd and short, they need 3 yards, 2 rushing attempts. Yankton's offense, this is the first we've seen them on the field, and they've already got 7 points up in the second half.
3rd and short for the Yankton Bucks.
Third and short here, Yankton in no hurry, but it is a fast-moving offense, and even with the big lead, Muth likes to run his offense just as he would normally. Keep it in rhythm, keep it moving fast, because that's what they're going to be doing all season long. LaCroix's going to take the direct snap on the option, flips it out to the hands of Madden McQuaid, thrown down behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose 3 yards. Madden McQuaid had no chance there. Owen Ward, a great play for Aberdeen Central. They get a much-needed stop. And Yankton's offense gets stalled out on a 3-and-out. They'll be forced to punt. And it will be Jackson Kudera here to punt. Jackson Dar gets to return for the Golden Eagles as we near the halfway point of our third quarter of action. 34-3 Bucks lead, but will be forced to punt away. And stoppage of play on the field here. I think possibly a timeout. Yankton will take a timeout, and it's the first timeout of the second half for the Bucks and Muth. We'll step aside for a moment when we return. 6:13 to go here in the third quarter of action here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
There's a whole new world out there. It's called the off-road, and it's waiting to be explored in a Polaris. So gear up to make every moment count with the Polaris off-road vehicle. The new Polaris models are now available at Stockman's Motorsports in Yankton. No matter the weather, get ready to tackle all the trails. With machines like these, your world just gets bigger. Stop in at Stockman's Motorsports today to learn more about the epic new Polaris off-road lineup.
Back to the field, 4th and 6 here for the Bucks. They've got the football on their own 29-yard line. Kudera set to punt it away. Jackson Dar gets to return for Aberdeen Central, and a little surprised to see the timeout called by Muth, and a low snap. It's bobbled. Kudera breaks the tackle. He's going to run with it. Jackson Kudera across the 30. First down, Yankton.
Number 12, Jackson Kudera for the Bucks.
Jackson Kudera from his own 29 brings it up to the 40-yard line. What a way to get your first rushing attempt of the game. A broken punt attempt, and you get 13 yards. I told you, Kudera can certainly run. He's athletic. We'll just see when. And we got our first attempt. Maybe not the usual quarterback run attempt, but it's good for a first down either way. Bucks offense stays on the field. 6:02 to play on their own 41-yard line. LaCroix moves to the far side of the field. Rolling that way is Kudera. Lots of time to think and dumps it off last second to the hands of LaCroix. Brings that out of bounds at the 46-yard line, a pickup of 5. And it does look like Yankton may be trying for some more consistency in short plays than we saw in that first half. Clock will run. Now sweeping across the field, Ivan Hirschman. It's a handoff up the middle. Carson Krall had some speed right out of the gates, but gets stopped right at the 50-yard line. A yard short, he picks up 4. That's his 8th attempt now in the game, as he's got 3 in the second half. Only had 5 in the entire first half, and we were surprised to see that low amount. 3rd and 1 coming up here for Yankton, and you got to wonder, tight eye formation right up the middle to Carson Krall. Can they stop you? Or are they expecting that and we're going to fool you, maybe take a deep shot, because if we don't make it, only a yard to go. We'll see how Muth decides to go with it. It's a pistol formation here, and LaCroix runs across in front of Kudera. The handoff is going to be shy. Stopped 2 yards short. Carson Krall can't quite get it. And it brings up a 4th and 2. Muth has a decision to make here. A long 1, a short 2. Do you punt or do you try and get this first down?
That brings up 4th and short.
4th and 2, and it does look like Yankton is going to be content to punt it away, and why not? Your defense has been getting the job done. Might as well not give Aberdeen Central good field position to start on offense. A nice stop there by the Aberdeen Central defensive front, though. Another bad snap, and Kudera again trying to avoid pressure, just throws it in the air, has to get rid of it. It'll go down as an incomplete pass and a turnover on downs. Aberdeen Central now a chance to get some points here in good starting field position. That's got to be a point of emphasis for Yankton now, as 2 bad snaps on punts, forcing Kudera for 1 rushing attempt and 1 pass attempt. And, of course, this time it did not work out nearly as well as it did the first time. First and 10, Golden Eagles take over at the Bucks 49. Now, Yankton has been really good at stopping them and not giving up. They've only given up 3 points so far. Can they hold them again? Jace Byram, who's thrown 21 pass attempts, will open up with a handoff. Peyton Apple, his biggest one of the night. A first down and 14 yards he'll pick up to the 35 of Yankton. The Golden Eagles move the chains on their first offensive play here. And the Bucks defense, who's only given up 3 points, now faces a challenge yet again. 1st and 10 from their own 35. They work against defensively. Eagles with the football. Byram again gives it up to Peyton Apple. Not as much room to run this time as he picks up a 1.5 yards, 2nd and long on the way. And again, whistles will blow, and we've got a player down on the field. This time for the Bucks, and kicking his leg hopefully all right here as we've got another timeout on the field. Again, we will step aside for a moment, take the cameras off, and we'll be back in a moment. Hopefully everyone's all right.
Midwest Insurance Agency values family. Our agency has been family-owned for over 60 years. We pride ourselves on excellent, knowledgeable customer service. Everyone is so eager to have an immediate quote. But at Midwest Insurance, we take our time to evaluate your assets to make sure you are properly insured. As our business continues to grow, we've added new agents and staff and are hopeful that one day our children, Brooke or Jet, will take over. We at Midwest Insurance will continue to be there for you always. Call us for an appointment. Midwest Insurance, 665-2389.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers 2 menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
And back to the field, it was Madden McQuaid down for Yankton. He was also able to walk to his own sideline, so hopefully he's all right. And got to wonder if he's maybe done for the game. Team's up 31 with about 15 and a half minutes of game time left. Probably want to rest him up, get him ready, hopefully back for next week. For now, though, 2nd and 9 here for the Golden Eagles on the Bucks' 34-yard line. Jace Byram gets it, and a swarm of Yankton defenders, but a beautifully set-up screen. Peyton Apple with some room to run. A stiff arm, gets across the 10, looks to score it. He pushes it in for 6. A 33-yard screen pass, and that one could not have been a better look to Peyton Apple. Anytime you see all the defensive line get through without any difficulty, you know you're in trouble. That was beautifully designed by Coach Breeze and his team, and the first touchdown of the game here for Aberdeen Central, 34-9 it makes it. Got some score updates as well, as on for the extra point here is Caden Fared for Aberdeen Central. A really good game going down right now at T-Area High School. T-Area leads with 1 minute left in the game, 35-32 over Huron, but the Tigers have the football and a chance to possibly walk it off. Watertown at the beginning of the 4th leads 19-7 over Spearfish, and a timeout on the field here called by Aberdeen Central. Douglas at the half leads Custer 21-14. Of course, here we've got 34-9, Yankton leading Aberdeen Central. And with 11 minutes left in the 4th quarter, Mitchell leads Brookings a score of 21-7. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. When we return, an extra point coming up.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. Ladies, come into the store for all your new fall clothing needs. There's Tribal, there's Lulu Bee, Ethel, and Southern Lady. The nursery has everything you need for gift giving, baptism, copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, toddlers, clothing, and boys and girls Under Armour to size 7. Don't forget toys and little golden books. Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton.
And still in their huddles are both teams, as Aberdeen Central will be the first to break theirs, and Yankton still chatting things over. And you got to think, extra point, kind of wondering what is going. What are they talking about that you can really shake up too much from the usual. But you know what? I'm not going to say a word because this team wins a lot. They know what they're doing. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 34-9. Yankton leads Aberdeen Central. And they're going to go for 2. And it's ran in there by Jace Byram. Makes it 34-11, now a 23-point game. 3 minutes to go. There's 3 minutes in the 3rd quarter, 15 minutes exactly in the game. Now, it might be a heck of a way to go, but game is not quite over yet. A couple of big plays could find Aberdeen Central right back in it. We've seen Yankton with 2 pick sixes. If the Golden Eagles find themselves with 1, they might find themselves back in this game, as the Bucks will get the upcoming kickoff here after the touchdown for Aberdeen Central, as looking for the schedule for the Bucks coming up here, of course, here in Aberdeen Central. Next week they'll be at home as they take on, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be them against the PRTF Riggs Governors. There's some bad blood in that game. There's no more excitement than when Yankton and Pierre face off, whether in the regular season or playoffs. They were in the state championship game against each other last year, and unfortunately Bucks fell to them in the championship after beating them at home in the regular season. We'll see who comes out on top on this upcoming one. Then the following week, Yankton on the road as they take on Sturgis Brown. That'll be 8 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. We'll be there. And, of course, on Classic, it's 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube. And a look past that, Yankton will then take on Huron in Huron at 7. So, a lot of traveling coming up here for the Bucks and ourselves. I'm Zac Spear alongside Corbin Gunther, who should be up and out on camera throughout the entire season. Glad to have him along with me here. Went to Wynot High School, interned at our station, and now works with us. As here's the kickoff for the Bucks to return. Scooped up around the 17-yard line. Drotzman wants another long return and might not break it for 80-plus yards, but certainly a good one. Crosses his own 40 and sets up his team with a sub-60-yard field here on offense. And now you think a touchdown by Aberdeen Central. You're thinking, okay, now we got to keep our starters out here and keep the pressure on. You do not want to let the Golden Eagles think they're in this game. You got to just keep your foot on the pedal, and we'll see how Coach Muth and his squad do it here as we near 9 o'clock here tonight. A game that started right around 7 o'clock, about 2 hours in, and we're in the late third quarter. Bucks lead big time, but Aberdeen Central, a sliver of hope yet. Empty backfield for Kudera here. Puts a man into motion. Takes the snap across the middle, finds LaCroix. LaCroix tries slipping the tackle. He can't quite. He'll still pick up 6, though, 2nd and 4. Tegan LaCroix has had his hands all over it here so far today. And game will stop yet again here. We've had a lot of stoppage of play this last minute. The first 8 minutes were extremely quick, and now we have another player down on the field, and this time by the Golden Eagles. So yet again, just out of respect for the player, we're going to take the camera off and step aside. We'll return in a moment when we come back, 2nd and 4.
Your health impacts everything that you do. Whether you are dealing with back pain or a sports-related injury, let the team at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab help you get back to feeling your best. With state-of-the-art facilities and a combination of care, we focus on helping you recover, perform, and live pain-free. Trust Dr. Lane, Reed, and Cole Swatsky for specialized wellness and therapy that's designed to get you back to doing what you love. SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, getting you ready for wherever life leads.
At Elwood Family Dental Care in Yankton, we see patients from 1 to 101. We provide excellent dental care in a comfortable environment. We believe in patient education and want you to understand your treatment needs. We use technology such as cameras and scanners to help you take care of your teeth. We love seeing kids of all ages, and we do Botox treatments too. Make your next dental appointment at Elwood Family Dental Care in Yankton, 665-2530. We take care of the entire family.
2nd and 4 as Micah Bruns was the player down for Aberdeen Central. He's able to trot to his sideline. A good sight to see, but he will miss for sure this play. A quick toss out to Tegan LaCroix. Spins right back towards the middle and about a yard shy. He's got back-to-back catches here on this set of downs and has his team set up with a 3rd and 1 here. They had 3rd and 1 on their last possession. Got stuffed at the line of scrimmage and actually lost a yard, which forced them to punt. We'll see what the Bucks do here. About the same exact spot, almost within 5 yards of, or within a yard, I think. I think it was at midfield before. Now it's on their own 49. A wing-style set in the backfield with running backs on each side here for Kudera. LaCroix gets the call, gets up to the 50, and not much more, but it's a first down for Yankton. A 1.5 maybe yard pickup here as Tegan LaCroix now down on the field. And unfortunately, we've had a lot of injuries on the playing field here so far today, and hate to step aside again, but again, we just, let them deal with it, and we'll be back in a moment again.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts on the corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. Your full-service flower and gift store. Beautiful fresh flower arrangements to artificial arrangements. Gifts, sympathy, foodie items to snarky gifts. Stop by and let the gals at Pied Piper give you the personal service you deserve. Brighten your day and head to Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, where you'll find something new every time you go. Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, they deliver.
And back to the field, it was Tegan LaCroix who was slow to get to his sideline. That would certainly be a hit for this Yankton team. Tegan LaCroix, just good no matter what. You get the ball in his hand, special things happen. Got just enough for the first. It's 1st and 10. Kudero with it, decides to bring it back in the middle and run it himself. Broke the first tackle into Eagles territory. Brought down at the 44 for a pickup of 6. He's got 2 carries now for 19 total yards. And really, again, we didn't see any rushing attempts out of him in the first half, and in the second half only 2. One was on just a cluster of a punt attempt. A minute to go here in the third quarter. 34-11, Yankton leads with the football, and a 2nd and 4 opportunity here. From the shotgun is Kudera. Moves Ivan Hirschman, and it'll go right to him. Catches it and drives through. He had defenders on him immediately, and that's a good no-gain play. He should have lost yards. Instead, he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and a 3rd and 4. Honestly, that should have been a loss of 2. He's able to fight through and get back to the line of scrimmage, and 3rd and 4. Another 3rd down opportunity here for Yankton, as about a 6, maybe 7-second difference between play and game clock. Golden Eagles, a big opportunity here should they get a stop. 2 backs in the field with Kudera. Some motion. Which side moved? Of course, fingers are going to be pointed on each side, but it does look like it's on the Bucks. The Bucks with the false start, and that'll make it 3rd and long. And that is their first penalty, though, here of the second half. It's been pretty clean from them. 3rd and 9 on the way. Seven seconds to play in the third quarter. They'll start the clock, and that will then just bring us to the end here of the third quarter. 36 minutes in, 12 to go, 9 o'clock almost on the dot. We've got 1 quarter of play left. Can the Bucks hang on and clinch their first victory of the year? We'll find out in a moment here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube. I'm Zac Spear alongside Corbin Gunther. Appreciate you tuning in with us here for a night of football action as the Bucks season opener continues.
What does FloorTech do? When disaster strikes, water damage, mold growth, or fire cleanup, call the team you can trust. FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration. They respond fast to protect your home or business and restore it the right way with honesty, integrity, and top-notch service. Their crews proudly serve southeast South Dakota and northeast Nebraska, including Yankton, Mitchell, Norfolk, and Sioux Falls. For 24/7 emergency service, call 800-507-1822. If your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech or visit them at floortechrestoration.com.
12 minutes to go in this one. Yankton leads it by 23. It's 34-11. They've got the football. 3rd and 9 coming up here, and they are on the 49 of the Golden Eagles. You got to wonder if you make it 4th and short, do you go for it? Doesn't really matter, though. What matters is this 3rd down opportunity here. Kudera with trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left, and Miles Drotzman. Working from his own 45, about a 6 yards back from the line of scrimmage. Carson Krall to his right side. Takes the snap, has time, loads up, sends it deep, has a man wide open. It's caught in stride all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Yankton. It's caught by Zac Spear. What a throw by Jackson Kudera to what feels like probably putting this game out of reach. Zac Spear with his first catch of the game, and what a way to do it in style. A 49-yard touchdown. Asher Knuckles, another attempt here for the extra point. Bucks can make it a 30-point lead again. On the hold this time, Carter Saylor nearly was blocked, and it still goes through. 41-11. This Bucks offense has put up a lot of points, but you know what? You got to credit 3 of those touchdowns to special teams and defense. 11:53 to go tonight. 41-11, Bucks lead Aberdeen Central. In 30 seconds, we'll be right back for kickoff here on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
41-11, the Bucks lead Aberdeen Central with just under 12 minutes to play here. Jackson Kudera, what a throw. Hit Gowsey in stride, and Gowsey just had to keep running. He was home free. 49-yard connection for a touchdown and a kickoff yet again here, and really feels like Aberdeen Central had a little bit of hope kind of still. Feels like that one might have been the nail in the coffin. Of course, we'll wait and see how this game pans out, but it certainly gives you a good buffer being up 30 with under 12 minutes to play. And it again won't be Asher Knuckles on the kickoff. It'll be Jael Trujillo. And he puts it on the ground, and it'll be forced to be picked up at the 15-yard line. A return opportunity. The Eagles across to the 32-yard line is where they'll start on offense. A decent return, and can't quite see what number that is. Certainly a good one, though. Eagles offense back to the field. They'll start at their own 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for them. Has Jace Byram here. Still on the field for his squad as they look. You know, these are still important drives here, especially for the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. You feel like, okay, let's try and get our scheme down. Try and get a little bit more game time experience here for our starters. Even though down 30, and a shot deep right out of the gates, and too much on it from Byram. Falls incomplete, and that was his 23rd attempt of the night. Porter Lozensky honestly had some separation, but the throw just had too much on it. And you can hear the Bucks crowd being a little louder now than this Aberdeen Central crowd. The Let's Go Bucks from the opposite side of the field here. 2nd and 10 now. Byram takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle they go with it. Again, it's Peyton Apple. A decent pickup to make a 3rd and much more manageable. 5 yards on that carry. It's his 15th attempt of the night. Carson Heck on the tackle for the Bucks. And now a 3rd down situation for Aberdeen Central. 3rd and a long 5, short, or long 4, short 5. And again, they'll hand it off to Apple. Apple on the near side of the field falls forward. Now he landed on a Buck defender. Did he get enough on that bounce for the 1st down? We'll see where they spot him, and They're going to have him a yard short, a pickup of 4. 4th and 1, and it's decision time for Coach Breeze and the Eagles. Down 30, you wonder if you just go for it, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. Byram, 2 receivers to the right, takes the snap, hands it off to Apple, and, well, some miscommunication here, I think, and Apple's going to run to the far side. Can he drive it forward for enough? He's going to be stopped short. A 4th down turnover here. The Bucks get the stop and will take over in Eagles territory. No pickup, and really, it looked like Peyton Apple. I'm not sure if he wasn't sure what the design on that play was. It looked like a little confusion on where to run, and by that time, the Bucks defenders had shot through the line, and he almost pushed through, but he couldn't outmuscle the 3 Bucks that were all there to stop him, and Yankton's offense right back to work. They've got 41 points already on the board. We'll see what they do here. And timeout for Yankton. Coach Muth calling a timeout. It's a Lindsay Echo Systems of Yankton water break. Now you wonder, are the starters coming out? As one player I kind of want to shout out, he's been playing on defense, but Henry Delforge. Coach Muth talked very highly about him and said, you know what, he made it a close quarterback competition. Delforge is only a freshman. Do you see what the freshman's got at this point? Or with 10 minutes and 12 seconds, do you decide there's still too much time in the game? I want my starters out there for at least this one more drive. We'll see what happens as Coach Muth called a timeout. And that's really makes you wonder if, is this going to be when the starters come out up 30 points? And, talking with Muth, I knew Kudera was the starting quarterback, but the way he talked about Delforge, I was kind of like, well, are we going to see him behind center here at all this season? And we'll see. Kudera will remain on the field. He's got 3 touchdowns in tonight's game. One was an absolute beauty piece to Gauzy, 49 yards. And he will be out on the field. 2 backs, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Moving out to the near side, Carter Saylor, they'll hand it off up the middle. The Bucks run it, and a decent run, but we're going to have a flag on the play. We'll wait to see what the official call is. And for the first carry of the night, we've got Emmett Hirschman. Number 10 of the defense. Will be added to the run. And we've got a face mask, which will be, it was about a 4-yard pickup, a 5-yard penalty to add on to the run, and an automatic first down. Chain gang has not moved. And right now they're showing 1st and 1, and that's what it'll be. Do you take a chance now or just get a new set of downs again? Under 10 minutes to play, Yankton leads 41-11. Driving on offense. They toss it over here to Carter Saylor, who gets absolutely lit up. Carter Saylor had no chance. He was hung out to dry on that one and gets popped by Aberdeen Central's defense. It'll bring up a 2nd and 1. And you know what? Unfortunately, it was Yankton getting hit, but football season's officially back when you're hearing the pop of the shoulder pads from up here.
After a big play by the Eagles, it's 2nd and short.
2nd and, almost looks like they've moved the chains back. So 2nd and 1, Kudera's looking to throw it and rolls out. Fires it last second. It falls incomplete. So we'll see if we got a winner between Huron and T-Area. That's a huge game. That was a 3-point game. But Huron a chance that with a minute left had the football to win it. That would have been a fun game to be keeping an eye on, and they couldn't quite pull it off. Tia Area comes away with the win 35-32. Third and short here for the Bucks. Moving out of the backfield again is Saylor as they give it back up the middle. Emmett, easy first down. A pickup of nearly 10. Emmett Hirschman's going to pick up 9. 1st and 10 for the Bucks offense.
Number 21, Emmett Hirschman, the sophomore running back for the Bucks. Tackled by
Emmett Hirschman now 2 carries for 13 yards. Only 20 rushing attempts in the game so far for Yankton, and that feels kind of low for a team that's up 30 points with 9 minutes to play in the game. But if what you're doing is working, why change it? And that's kind of been the Bucks here tonight. We crossed the 9-minute mark. 41-11 score remains, but Bucks look like they are threatening to score, and I think we're going to have another timeout as Coach Muth calls what I believe is his final timeout of the game. It's a Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. We'll step aside when we come back. Bucks have the football 1st and 10 on the Eagles' 23-yard line.
Who doesn't want more? More tech, more performance, more premium features already built in. Why? Because the right machine should come with all the upgrades. The 2026 CF Moto lineup brings it all. From the hard-working U-Force to the trail-shredding Z-Force to the go-anywhere C-Force, every machine shows up ready to ride. Every bolt, every weld, every part. When more comes standard, you know it's CF Moto. See All Seasons Power Sports, your CF Moto dealer, on your way to the lake in Yankton.
Bucks have done a nice job in this game and are leading 41-11. Appreciate you tuning in with us here tonight on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube. I'm Zac Spear alongside Corbin Gunther, and have been proud to call Yankton Athletics for the last few years here at the station. It's been a great time and really become a big fan here of the Yankton Red. And year number 3 of football for me, and it's off to a hot start. Handoff up the middle, some room to run yet again here for the Bucks. They cross into the Eagles' 20-yard line, and a decent pickup there. I don't know if it was Hirschman or Saylor on the attempt. And it was Hirschman again. Now, Hirschman had his back turned to the defense, just kept those legs churning, picked up 5, and it is 2nd and 5. That was a hard-earned 5 yards and what you like to see out of a young running back. Hirschman enters this season a sophomore for the Bucks. Of course, with the talents of Tegan LaCroix and Carson Krall, a lot of games, and close ones might not see a lot of action, but what better time to get him out on the field and some action now. Carter Saylor moves from the near side to the far side. Again up the middle they go Hirschman. Hirschman crosses to the 15-yard line near the first down line. Might have it here. Think he got just enough. It would be a 1st and 10. And it is a Bucks first down. The chains move. Hirschman has had a great 4 carries here late in the game. 4 carries, and they've went for 23 yards. He's averaging just over 5 yards. 1st and 10 here for Yankton. Ball is spotted at the Aberdeen Central 13-yard line. Clock continues to tick, and this is when the Bucks, you probably think, hey, let's start running this clock, and get out of this one with a victory. Hopefully no injuries or anything like that. Kudera back deep and misdirection. Hirschman went the wrong way. Kudera will take it himself, and a broken play ends up in a 3-yard pickup. Hirschman went to his left. Kudera was expecting him on the right, and he decided, well, I got to do something with it, so he decides to run it himself. Picks up 3, 2nd and 7. Coming up, we've got our First Dakota National Bank post-game show, as well as your hot hands of the game, brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. I want to keep it tuned here, and we'll see what assistant coach we get to chat with, as tomorrow morning we'll chat with Muth on Breakfast with the Coaches on Fox Sports Radio. Hirschman back with it, gets by the first duo of defenders, and right back up around the 10-yard line, picks up 1.5 yards. They'll give him 2, and it will make it 3rd and 5 here. Touchdown here would mean a running clock, but with 6.5 minutes to play, wouldn't really matter all that much. We'll see. Clock is stopped here, and a flag is on the play.
Assisting the runner, number 65,
There's one you don't hear too often. Assisting the runner on the lineman, a 5-yard penalty. I think that is my first time in calling football games in however many years I've been doing it that I've seen that called. Whether it was at the college level at SMSU or now here for the Yankton Bucks, it will negate that run and make it a 2nd and 12. And you know what? For the Bucks, you're thinking, 2-yard run. 2nd and 12 is not that much worse than what would have been 3rd and a long 5. Another handoff here as Hirschman tries to out-muscle the defenders, gets right back up to about the 12, maybe 11-yard line and picks up 4. Hirschman does get 4, and it makes it 3rd and about a long 8.
That brings us to 39 for the Bucks.
Halfway through the 4th quarter, 5:50 to go in our game, 41-11. The Bucks currently lead over Aberdeen Central and are well on their way to victory number 1. Feet are stomping here in Aberdeen. Into motion, Hirschman moves. Kudera has pressure, Hop jumps it, taken away. Another interception in the end zone for Aberdeen Central. That one is taken away by Bennett Eisenbeis, and, well, feels good for the Aberdeen Central defense to come away with an interception as Kudera, his 3rd of the game, but his team up 30, so doesn't matter too much. And we'll see how the Golden Eagles come out on offense here. They trail 41-11 with 5.5 to go here on the field. Can probably assume that this one over, but some good reps here. Into motion, moves Mason Hager. Good to see him out on the field. He was one who got banged up a little bit earlier. A handoff here, but a flag will fly pre-snap yet again, and I'm guessing an illegal motion on the offense after what would have been about a yard pickup. And waiting for the official call here with 5:20 to play in this one. And an illegal formation on the Eagles, a 5-yard penalty. They're up to 9 now here in the game. 9 penalties, and it's been for Aberdeen Central. Dropped passes and penalties have really stopped their offense. Clock continues to roll here on the field. As that one, well, just mentioned it. Dropped passes, that one in and out of the hands by Mini Poe. And that one, a little flare route behind the line of scrimmage feels like a play you've got to iron out. And, Coach Breeze is certainly going to have that as a point of emphasis for the upcoming week of practice, as countless drop passes have cost these Eagles real yards on the field. 2nd and 15 now. Jace Byram from the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, none to the right. Throws it in the middle of the field, caught near the 30-yard line. A big pickup and first down after 16 yards is picked up. And number 80 on the catch. That is Michael Whiff, a sophomore wide receiver. That is the first we have seen of him in the game. And a bad snap. Ball's on the ground. Bucks trying to pounce on it. Unable to quite get there. But Zane Portillo able to get the sack. Zane Portillo, a freshman for this Bucks team. And that's a great opportunity here for him. And to come away with a sack at the varsity level has got to feel good. That makes it 2nd and 19 here. Again, we watch the replay. Brought to you by Yankton Winnelson. 2nd and forever here for the Golden Eagles. A better snap this time. And a direct snap brought down at the 15. A loss of 4. as Jackson Berry took the snap. And Zane Portillo, another sack, 2 here already. Third, and now it's truly forever. 3rd and 27 on the field. As I do believe Jace Byram is out of the game. Jackson Berry in as a sophomore. And up the middle they go, and not going to be anywhere near that first down line. On the carry, trying to see Jackson Dargett. Got 4 yards. And on a 4th and 23, well, you're just going to have to punt this one away as we cross the 3-minute mark. Yankton should be able to run out the clock here on this one, and whistle will blow. Stopping the clock here. As I think they're going to say he needed. And the thing is, he didn't intentionally, but ball was on the ground. He went to a knee to pick it up and then scooped up the football. That's going to be a turnover on downs, and Yankton has 1st and goal. I think I've seen it all now. Offensive lineman assisting the runner in the game, and now on a punt attempt. Knee on the ground as he scoops it up. Yankton a chance to end with a score here, and we'll see how they play this one out. Because 2:52, I'm not sure, you cannot run out the clock, so what do? We'll see what Muth and his squad does. Thing is, though, you've certainly won this game. 41-11, 2:52. And they will just start the clock here, the umpire says. That also starts the play clock here for Yankton. So we will see Henry Delforge in at quarterback. The freshman in for the Bucks hands it off. Hirschman to the far side. Touchdown, Yankton. Emmett Hirschman gets it in from 3 yards out. And we did get to see a freshman quarterback in for Yankton. Henry Delforge on the field. Talking with Coach Muth, he said, the talent in Yankton right now for quarterback play is at an all-time high. Cooter is not a senior yet. He is a junior. You've got Henry Delforge. And he said on top of that, Tegan LaCroix as a senior. Unfortunately, they're going to lose him after this year, but he said, what a talented player there as well. Another extra point attempt here for Yankton, who's near 50 points on the game. It's up. It's through. 48-11 your score. And that will be on the extra point attempt. Jael Trujillo has gotten some game time action as Asher Knuckles opened as the starting kicker. A 37-point lead for the Bucks. 48-11 on top. They lead Aberdeen Central with 2:43 to play in the game.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area. Guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
And back for, more likely than not, the final time here. 48-11, Yankton currently leads Aberdeen Central. I'm Zac Spear alongside Corbin Gunther. Appreciate you tuning in with us throughout the night as Yankton well on their way to the first victory of the season of hopefully many to come here. They'll kick it away to the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. And should be the final possession of the game. We'll see how it plays out if the Eagles just decide they want to run out the clock. And, well, as there's been a ton of this second half, a stoppage of play. And, well, I guess a delay of game on Yankton, it'll be a 5-yard penalty. And quite honest, I'm not sure how that was necessarily on them, as whistles felt like the officials, I feel like it wasn't quite set up, but hey, you know, I don't think Yankton's too terribly worried about it at this point of the game. And ball in the air, and it's caught at the 27. Ball was on the ground, and Aberdeen Central just going to drop on it. They do not want Yankton to have the ball, and now the clock will tick because, again, we've got a running clock. Only a few plays remain before the Yankton Bucks will clinch their first victory of the year. From their own 31, the Eagles will start. We've got time for maybe 4 plays here. Play clock has not started, but game clock continues to run, and now play clock is on. Eagles have 20 seconds to get to the line and snap the football. Jackson Berry will be in as quarterback here for his squad. Trips to the left, none to the right. Takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle they go, and immediately shut down by the Bucks defensive front.
Number 29, Lawson Stewart on the carry. Tackled by number 40.
And about a yard pickup on the carry there by number 29. That would be Lawson Stewart. Getting a lot of names in there that we hadn't heard all game. As we are under 90 seconds to play here on the field, 2nd and 8, as it was a pickup of 2 for Stewart. And another handoff, met behind the line of scrimmage, stopped at the 30-yard line by a duo of Bucks. That'll lose a couple of yards. 3rd and long coming up here. Right back to the original line of scrimmage. And we've got time for one more play here on the field. The Bucks are less than a minute out from victory here tonight. 3rd and 10 here, 35 seconds. Jackson Berry will hand it off here, and again to Stewart it goes. He'll drive forward and get a yard, and that should be the final play of the game as 20 seconds on the clock, 33 on the play clock. Eagles do not need to snap the football again here. We'll see if they decide to do so. It does not look like they're in any hurry to do so. After 4 quarters of action, the Bucks have made it to Aberdeen and take home a 48-11 victory. It's the first win of the season for Yankton. 48 minutes, 48 points for the Bucks. Coming up, our First Dakota National Bank post-game show, as well as our Kaiser Heating and Cooling hot hands of the game. And a chat with one of the assistant coaches. We'll have your final stats on each side. And then, of course, what's coming up for the Yankton Bucks here. It's coming right up on our First Dakota National post-game show on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet, featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
My name is Len Peterson, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. I think a big difference that Elkhorn Valley Bank offers customers is a quick turnaround in loan decision. We try to make a quick and accurate decision for our customers so they can get quick answers and run their businesses as smoothly as they can. A community banker builds a relationship, plain and simple. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
Slumberland Furniture in Yankton, home of the Flex Steel Furniture Groups with a huge selection to fit every budget, style, and room. The Lazy Boy section at Slumberland is the largest in the area. So many styles to choose from. The mattress gallery is full of the best brand name mattresses in the business, including the Tempur-Pedic Active Breeze personalized climate-controlled mattress, Stearns & Foster, and Purple. Slumberland Furniture in Yankton, here to help you design your home with the finest furniture, decor, and more.
Our orthopedic surgeons keep you in the game. We're here to support you with any injury throughout the season. No matter what you're gearing up for, if it's sports, we've got you covered. When experiencing pain or injury, start directly with our orthopedic surgeons. No hassles, no extra stops. Just immediate access to the top experts in our area. Stay in the game with YMC. Yankton Medical Clinic. 45 physicians, 19 specialties. So much care, so close to home.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy. And convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 208 Walnut Street.
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District. Through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
Something that people are naturally attracted to is the water. Kind of a breath of fresh air. Every time you go out there, it's like a reset button. My name is Aaron Reeby. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Brittany.
My husband and I both really enjoy the outdoors, biking or hiking or go out on the river. You can always find a little spot to get away from the crowd.
So cool, so unique. I can experience a lot in a day without having to be congested in traffic.
Come see it for yourself.
And back for our First Dakota National Bank postgame show as we are joined by assistant coach Beacom. And coach, first game of the year, and you come out with a 48-11 victory. Tell me your thoughts on what you saw out on the field here tonight.
Hey, good outcome. A lot of things to be happy about, but also a lot of things to work on.
And offensively, that's going to be kind of what you're looking at here as a coach. First time you saw Jackson Cooter on the field as the starting quarterback. What were the highs? What were the lows that you saw from him?
Yeah, he made some nice throws. I think we got to go back, though, and look at some of the plays, look at the progressions, make sure we're making the right reads. I think he was maybe trying to do a little bit too much in his first start. But overall, pleased with the effort, just some things we can clean up.
One play I want to point out is that 49-yard touchdown pass from him to Jax Gowsey. That was about as good as they come.
Yeah, we had that earlier in the first half, and we threw a pick on it, so we wanted to come back to it because we knew we had the post open on that. And Jax went and made the play. Jax he really stepped up as a freshman. Had a nice summer and fall camp, and we're excited about his future.
And so if you had to pick one thing you want to see improved into next week offensively, what would that be?
Absolutely has to be the running game. We got to get the ground game going. Wasn't good enough tonight, so we'll look at it on film and get some things cleaned up and look to improve that.
And either way, though, you come out with a win. That's the important part. Congratulations on that. And into next week, what are we looking at against Pierre at home?
Well, they're the defending state champs. I don't think they play until tomorrow night, so, we won't have any new film on them until tomorrow night. But we know that they return a lot of players on offense, and they're going to be a really good team, so it'll be a good challenge for us.
Well, appreciate the time, Coach. Congrats on the win. It's starting to rain. I'll let you get out of it and get back with the team to celebrate a little bit here on a victory tonight.
All right, thank you.
Again, that was assistant coach Beacom here for the Yankton Bucks. As it is raining, we're outside. We'll make it a quick post-game show brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. As since it is raining, we'll just do the Yankton Bucks final stats. Carson Krall with 9 carries, 29 yards. Tegan LaCroix had 6 carries for 17 yards. Jackson Cooter, 3 attempts for 22 yards. Madden McQuaid had 1 rushing attempt. It lost 3 yards. And Emmett Hirschman, we saw late in the game, 6 attempts, 30 yards, and a touchdown. Throwing the football, Jackson Cooter went 12 of 21, 141 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. As you heard, Coach Beacom had some nice plays, but also some we'd like to see getting the right read on different plays. We did see Henry Del Forge in it. Quarterback did not attempt to pass. And then receiving, we saw Ivan Hirschman 1 catch for no gain. Jackson Reichen 1 catch, 9 yards, and a touchdown. Miles Drotzman 2 catches for 17 yards. Tegan LaCroix 5 catches, 35 yards. Carson Krall had 1 catch for 5 yards. It was a touchdown. Will Sager had 1 catch for 26 yards. And Jax Gowsey 1 catch, 49 yards, and a touchdown. The Bucks picked up 7 penalties, and it was 50 yards total. We saw Jackson Reichen with a strip sack defensively and a pick 6. A fumble recovery. Again, we're going to have to watch the film back and see who was the one who got on that ball to give proper credit to. Miles Drotzman had a great day on special teams. 2 great kick returns. One going 90-plus yards to the house. 6 points for him there. The other got his team on a first and goal situation. Late in the game, Zane Portillo was able to get 2 sacks in the game. And as well as Carson Krall had a sack in the game. And probably my favorite play of the game, Austin Conway, pick 6, a big man touchdown. You love to see it. As before we wrap up, we've got our hot hands of the game brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. Yankton's original and most trusted heating and cooling professionals for over 76 years. Kaiser Heating and Cooling, 808 West 23rd Street of Yankton. For today, our hot hands are going to go to a guy who made the biggest defensive presence I felt in the game. Jackson Reichen is our first hot hands of the game of the season. We'll have plenty to come throughout the year as he had a strip sack, a pick 6. What more can you ask from the kid? He also caught a touchdown. He did about all he could. He's our hot hands of the game brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. Again, appreciate you tuning in here tonight. For the final time, I'm Zac Spear alongside Corbin Gunther. Have a great rest of your night, and until next week when the Bucks are at home against Pierre, TF Riggs should be in for a good one. All season long, we'll be live with Bucks Football on Classic Hits 106.3 in Yankton, streaming on YouTube tomorrow morning, bright and early at 8 a.m. We start our breakfast with the coaches on Fox Sports Radio, 101.5 AM 1570. We'll talk with Coach Muth ASAP. It'll be right around 8 in the morning. So we've got a trip home here from Aberdeen before I wake up early in the morning to talk with Coach Muth. He should be happy. It was a win. I'm Zac Spear for the final time tonight alongside Corbin Gunther. Have a great rest of your night, and go Bucks.
This has been a presentation of Yankton Bucks Football on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube. Brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton and the following Sportscaster Club members: Stockman's Motorsports, KFC Taco Bell, Midwest Insurance Agency, Larry's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Linda's Angel Crossing, SWAT Chiropractic, Elwood Dental, Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency, All Seasons Power Sports, Floor Tech Cleaning and Restoration, Triple Time Rudy's, Kalen's Indoor Comfort, King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, Elkhorn Valley Bank, Slumberland, Yankton Medical Clinic, Larson Carpet, Yankton Thrive, Intech Cleaning and Restoration, Wall of Fame, Kopetsky's Ace Hardware, JR's Oasis, Graham Tire, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, America's Best Realty, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Pfeiffer Plumbing and Heating, Fleeg's Riverside Roadhouse, and State Farm, Nick Hochstein. Thanks for tuning in, and for the next Bucks football game, it's on Classic Hits 106.3 and Yankton streaming on YouTube.